If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Saturday/Sunday stream. I have Orange with me. We're going to be playing Genshin. On top of playing Genshin, we're going to be doing this fun little spin the wheel thing where wherever it lands on, we have to talk about it for at least 10 minutes. That's the rule. And we're going to start off with that. So, Akadi. I have Akadi over here going to be spinning the wheel.
It's hard to remain on dry land for so long.
It's 3 a.m. and I'm still awake for literally no reason. I'm still awake.
All right. We're going to be talking about anime. That's a pretty broad topic at the beginning. Easy enough.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
All right. Goodbye, Akadi. Let's get back to the game.
All right.
Oh, God.
So what should we start with? Just anime talk.
This is gone. Hopefully my lag will go away. All right. So I will let you start off while I figure out. Well, I need to figure out what the hell's going on in this game. I haven't played this in like a week.
I gotta think of it. Just any anime that is.
I don't know. You just said anime talk. Pretty broad there.
Little too broad. I should have.
Okay, so we could. I know there's like a category for top animes, and there's like a lot of different categories for like details of the anime. But so we should make this more of a broader anime topic versus homing in on like story or characters or best games or stuff like that. So I'll just make it simple. What was the last anime you watched?
I'm not gonna do that because I don't remember the last anime I watched.
Wow, that's pathetic.
I am going to gush about a game called, or a game/anime called Danganronpa. Are you familiar with it?
I've heard of it.
So, Danganronpa is a really fun series, both for video game's sake and for anime's sake, where a group of like high school students are trapped in a school together, and they are all like the best at something, like the ultimate writer, the ultimate baseball kid, the ultimate actor, whatever.
Right.
Just
ultimate something.
Whatever. And they are stuck in that school, not allowed to leave, unless one of them kills another of the students and then gets away with it.
That's pretty morbid.
Yeah, it is very morbid, but it's the best thing about it is that it's not just your typical like slice of life, because it's not anywhere close to that. Every episode is a mystery on, okay, what are they going to do to push the characters to kill someone else among them?
Then you'd better think
and
again.
then who did it, of course.
Right.
Believe me, you're not the first of your kind we've encountered, and we've seen the same unpleasant outcome time after time.
Because they censored all the blood to be pink, so that like every time you find a corpse, it's like covered in neon bright pink.
Can't you make an exception?
The characters are very interesting. I won't even use it. The psychopathic bear that's both black and white. Going.
So this is the vision hunt decree in action, huh? We can't
How old is this?
around and watch things unfold,
Danganronpa, I want to say
Let's
the
move.
games first came out in 2010.
Is this who I think it is? Ah!
To get our attention.
That's her. I just got her. Sorry.
Yeah.
Come on.
No.
This way.
Hey, like, she's
2010.
Yeah, I was right. Yeah, let's go. I actually had no idea. I just completely guessed. But
Oh my god, she's adorable.
Quiet. Just sit tight and watch for a moment.
I like her voice.
This isn't right, you know. Just
And the games are interesting because you have a certain amount of time after the body is found to do like some investigation, talking with people, and looking around for clues. And then during the meeting, you are the one that has to determine who the killer is.
Huh?
And you have to listen to what everyone's saying, and each of your pieces of evidence that you've gathered during that time becomes ammunition for you to use to stop people and be like, wait, that was a lie! Or something like that. It's a super fun game mechanic for the game itself. Makes it very... it's a very good puzzle game. That
Sounds like
brings up a lot of excitement.
Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, it's kind of like Phoenix Wright, except that here's the thing: if you get away with killing someone, everyone else dies.
Giving up his vision. Doesn't he know what could happen
There's
to him
very
if he
high
loses
stakes to
it?
make sure you get the right person. So if you don't get away with it and they figure out who you are,
Huh?
then the person that killed the person gets killed.
Hmm. Oh, interesting.
So it's extremely high risk. You have to get away with murdering someone.
Yeah.
And then if you don't, you die, but then also everyone else dies, so you can't make friends. It's such a
Unique game. Or a neat
it's just
concept.
a scenario. Yeah, such a neat concept. It's so much better than the like typical battle royale type of thing because it's not a battle. This is a place where they could live indefinitely without killing anyone. So like every week, Monokuma, the evil bear, comes up with a new thing to try to entice someone to killing someone else. Like, oh, if you get away, you'll also win this castle and like $1 million or something.
Is it randomized or is it like always like a set story in the game?
Oh, it's a set story.
Okay.
No worries. You put on
Because
quite the
otherwise
convincing
Danganronpa would
performance.
not be as huge as it was. It's extremely well stylized with good animation, good characters. Because of course, if it didn't have good characters, you couldn't get attached to it, and there
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
be like it wouldn't be a series. The anime, there are two separate seasons.
It was fake.
Based on the first Danganronpa game and the third Danganronpa game.
Okay.
I
Sounds
don't
like
know
something
why
I'd
they
actually
skipped
have
the
fun.
second.
So I own a lot of animes, and I sometimes I don't even know which ones I own because I haven't watched. Like I bought like a splurge of a whole pack of animes on Blu-ray about a couple years ago, but then I put them in a box because I had to move, and then I never like unpacked them. So there's a chance I may even own that. I don't think I do, but you just never know sometimes.
Whenever you put
Think
that
nothing of it.
recommended
I could tell
games
from your
on
reaction
backup,
we were
I
on the same
might
side.
throw Trigger
You just
Happy Hot
didn't know it,
Habit
you know?
into there. That's
Maybe.
the game based on that the anime is based on.
Right.
To introduce myself. I'm Yoimiya, the current
One of my
owner
friends,
Naganohara
Sinister
Fireworks.
Phoenix, she's a
Much, but it's
Fox
honest
Girl
work.
VTuber,
Great to meet
friend
you.
of mine.
I really like this character.
Yoimiya or Sin?
Yeah, Mia. She's just
Yeah.
adorable. I like her personality, her voice.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course,
she's
I like her
great.
design.
Practically everyone on
I
Hanamizaka
thought you were
knows
talking about Sin, my
Yoimiya.
friend I was
She's
just
the queen
describing.
of the summer
Ah.
festival.
Who's a
Without
Fox
her and her
Girl.
fireworks, summer on
Oh,
Kuroko
yeah,
and
Fox
I
Girls are good
just
too.
wouldn't be the same.
She mainly does Smite content, but she also
That's quite the
freaking
introduction.
loves the
Paimon
Danganronpa
loves
series. It's like her
fireworks.
absolute
It's nice to
favorite
meet you.
anime and game series outside of Smite.
I love a good mystery. I'm huge into
Stop it,
Case
Hanjiro. You
Closed,
embarrass me.
but I never got to see like the whole thing of it because they only made like 5 seasons and dubbed, and
Yeah.
it's harder to get the other ones. I guess you could watch the other ones, but like I just thought I may just read the animes, even though it takes away from like the music and like the whole atmosphere. So that's like the only downfall to reading the mangas. Not saying the mangas are bad. It's just
Yeah.
You don't get-
the music adds a level of depth to a media
Mhm,
that
absolutely.
that
As
manga
for
just
thanking
doesn't
me,
have.
you'd be better off thanking Master Masakatsu. He's the one that gave me the fake visions in the first place.
Man, Danganronpa is such
His
a good
handiwork
series. I was
allowed me
like,
to keep my own vision.
I had to get in the zone
I
there
can't
for a
even
second. I had to
imagine
think about,
trying to
okay,
run
what's
the
one I can
business without
just
it.
gush about real
Ugh.
quick?
Yeah.
But that,
Yes,
but
Master
Danganronpa
Masakatsu is a good
is
man. It's too
absolutely
bad good people
fantastic.
seldom get the recognition they deserve.
Probably be a fun game for Halloween, honestly, if you wanted to do like
Master
a
Masakatsu.
game
Maybe.
for October.
I do have like a slew of stuff I need to finish beating, like
That's
Evil
fair.
Within and Visage or Visage. I like to call it Visage. I think it's Visage. and maybe a couple of others. Also, there's like newer ones, like some of the more Amnesia series and Soma, made by the same company, I think. And there's just a ton of games. Plus, there's going to be probably collabs, like
That's fair.
Phasmophobia. I guarantee that's going to
Do
be
you guys know him
in
too?
there.
But
You don't say.
Danganronpa.
Then
The
it
game
sounds
is
like
Danganronpa
Shirasaki
Trigger Happy
Himegami has a
Havoc.
plan. Awesome. I've been
Such
thinking
a
about breaking him
good
out too recently.
series.
Another series that's like supposedly was a good overall anime slash game. I never played the game, but I watched the anime and I liked it. It was the Dot Hack series.
But if
I don't know
if you've ever
started
played
straight
those.
in there by myself,
What's that?
I'd probably
No,
get this
I can't
concept
really
in
talk
a
much about that.
whole
I
heap of
don't
trouble.
know anything about Dot Hack except that people say that Sword Art Online ripped it off.
So the difference between Sword Art and Dot Hack is like a drama where there's not that much action, like there's like some mystery going on about like a character stuck in a game, but everyone can log out or in except for this one character. And they always have music playing in the game or in the anime because it's the game. And I don't know, that just I think that's a neat detail. Just because, when you play a game, you're always hearing the music no matter what, unless you personally turn it off. Sword Art, I think that it was like off and on depending on the situation, because obviously there was outside of the game and inside the game. Plus, I felt like the main character in Dot Hack wasn't OP compared to the main character in Sword Art. He was what was it called? Sari Sue or whatever you call that, a guy version of that.
He wasn't a Mary Sue, yeah.
I know a lot of people were really upset with this Sword Art series because of that. But I think it's just a neat, I've always heard the games were really good for the Dot Hack games.
Honestly, I've wanted to.
What about if I
That's
join
another
you
thing I've heard.
instead?
The problem with the Dot Hack series was
Sure,
that
welcome
it
to
was
the
so hard to
Ayaka
follow
told
the
us to go look
story.
for help at a fireworks
That is
shop.
true.
She must have meant
Because
you.
sometimes it's in the anime, and then sometimes it's in the game, and then sometimes it's in another form of media, and then sometimes it's in the manga.
Seems like I finally got a new job to
It's
do.
not like a streamlined
Besides
story from
hiding
start to
vision diverse
finish
in my
in
shop,
just
that is.
one form of media.
Also, it is older, and I'm not saying that like older series are bad, but like the pacing may be a little slow. And as time goes on, people just get better at story writing.
Oh, of course. Like,
So,
if
Master
you're
Masakatsu is
constantly
being held at the
learning
police
from the
station.
people that
I've
came
already
before you,
surveyed the
keep
area
making
and found a
better
way
things,
in.
which is why it pisses me off that nobody has made a better show than Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Whoa, talk about a reliable source.
I'm not going to go into that
Seems
right
we've
now because
got
that's
the
one
right
of our
person
tabs
on
if
our
we
team.
spin it. But, like, it really is a shame
Not
that
bad, huh?
nothing has really hit
Let's go
that
as soon
perfect
as
spot
everyone's
of
ready.
being for
Don't worry,
every
Master
group.
Masakatsu. We're on our
Yeah,
way.
I feel like that's like a Star Wars, the original Star Wars. You could argue it was like PG or something like that. Or at least the first one, it could be meant for all ages. Avatar's that.
Time to break it
I don't know.
out.
I feel like Avatar even does better than Star Wars because gosh, now we're gonna start whatever. Its characters are so much more interesting. Because let's be fair, Star Wars characters are just kind of bland.
The first
Like-
ones are people could argue they love the original characters like Luke and especially Han Solo, Leia.
Yeah, but they're an archetypical archetypical character.
Hard day's work.
You could argue that, but you remember people could have stole from that because this is like 1970s Star Wars. Like not many things were like that back then. So everything nowadays is copying Star Wars if you think about it.
Well, to be fair, Star Wars is the copy of Flash Gordon, where they separated Flash Gordon into two separate parts.
Well, I have heard that, Star Wars was supposed to be a superhero movie, but they didn't have rights to the superhero movie, so they made a space movie, which is interesting.
Literally, Flash Gordon. Flash! Savior of the universe. Like, that, literally, George Lucas was trying to get the rights to Flash Gordon movie, and then they said, nah. And
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I heard.
well, then I'll just make something else. And maybe revolutionize how people...
Yeah. I mean, it obviously worked. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to do next Ben. Of course. Of course.
Let's go.
All right, so Hollow Live.
What aspect of Hololive do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about like their music, characters?
Well,
If you ever want to
sorry.
trade tactics,
Let me.
I'm always
I'm having
ready.
trouble switching. So get over to the freaking screen. Let us talk about. My goodness. We're going to be talking about some of your favorite characters, you know, like your favorite Hololive members.
Okay.
Or actually, let's make it easier. How did you get into Hololive? What was your first encounter with Hololive?
So that's actually really interesting. I didn't. This is gonna sound really weird. So I used to follow a group called, well, not a group, a character named Rinasobi, who I am 100% think that she is Fauna from Hololive E and Gen 2.
Okay.
I'm almost certain of it. But regardless, I was watching. I watched her streams. She was cute. She had 50,000. I think she had 50 or 60,000 subscribers at her peak. She was extremely small, which was weird because she was backed by people like Noble from Lost Paws and stuff, and she had collabs with Nuxtaku and stuff. But she never made it above like 70,000. Which is Rinasobi.
Oh, no, sorry. I said, ooh, there's a secret passage.
Secret tunnel. God, everything is right. But so I was, and then like, I was just like, oh yeah, I kind of stopped following her for a while. I was just busy with life and stuff. I wonder what happened to her. So I googled it, and like, I noticed that she hadn't streamed in a while. But in Google, something else came up, and I'm like, what's this? And it was the perfect guide to Hololive. And I watched that. I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then I found Coefficient, who is a YouTuber who just reacts to a lot of VTuber content.
Oh, is that the guy with the beard?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of generic.
I know, because as McGold, you could argue has a beard too, but a little bit bigger fellow, really funny.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Puerto Rican.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah. He is Puerto Rican.
Yeah, he's awesome, and I love his content. But I watched him talking about Hololive, and I'm like, this is interesting. So I started researching and looking into it, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And right as I started getting into it, Hololive came out.
But that, you know, obviously for anyone who somehow doesn't know this, Hololive EN hit the huge market in September 2020, right?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. So, all right. So you obviously heard, you know, saw the. Who was your first one of the ENs that you saw?
So the first one that I saw was Callie.
Oh, okay.
I honestly, so here's the thing. I didn't really get a feel for Ina. I was just like, she didn't really seem my style. Really just needing some exciting content and stuff.
Right.
Callie had always exciting content. She's a Souls player like me. She music. She started her first stream with, or one of her first streams with a debut single, which was fire. It was awesome.
Show me what you got.
And so that was good.
Yeah.
Kiara just seemed way a little too airheaded for me to get into. Ame was a little too chaotic at the time. I couldn't really get behind it. And then Gura was funny as hell. So Gura and Kali were the two that I kind of latched onto there.
Yeah.
And then I was introduced to Korone and to Coco, and I really started enjoying their content. Wonderful time. And when Elden Ring came out, was when I actually started watching Ina a lot.
Yeah, I can't believe how good Ina was at that game.
Well, it's not just that, it's her mindset behind the game. She doesn't rage at the game. She's like, okay, next. She really gets connected with the character. She likes reading the stuff that comes up. She reads the items. She takes her time with it. Like people really should do with Souls games.
Yeah.
Like she had what I consider like almost the optimal experience for the first time playing a Souls game. I think the only time that, like the time she almost quit Elden Ring was a time where back to back to back to back in a single stream, pretty much all of her favorite NPCs got killed off.
Right.
Because I mean, that's what happens in Souls games. As you PC storylines, they end up getting killed. It's just how Souls is. But
yeah.
I wondered why it hit her so hard, because I'm like, Souls characters I never really got as attached to. But then I did a little research and learned, because I didn't really follow her. Apparently part of her lore is that the way she stays connected to the world as like an elder entity, because she's kind of like a Cthulhu monster,
yeah,
is that she makes connections with people, and that she needs that connection in order to stay stable. And so, having all those people die that she was connected to, I'm like, you know what? No, I understand if she quit the game after that. She didn't mean her business. But that was really good. Callie still makes good videos, but I haven't watched the live stream of Callie's in forever because I just can't find the time or energy.
Oh no, that makes sense.
Gura hasn't had the most entertaining streams. I think the last time I watched a full live stream of hers was her Henry Stickmin playthrough. That's a great game, by the way. Really fun. Good meme content. It really harkens back to the old days of Newgrounds.
Right.
Then, of course, all the new gens keep coming out. So it's really been fun getting into YouTubers in general.
Yeah. I know for me, the first time I got introduced to Hololive was I was at work and someone was playing it. And I was like, what the hell is that? And they're like, it's a shark. A shark. I'm like, oh, what? You know, I didn't even know there was such a thing as like, I mean, obviously, you know, there's avatars online, but like a full-fledged anime like girl, you know, that just like blew my mind, especially it being live. And I pretty much got sucked in. Not too long after that, you know, I started watching Gura and Callie and Ame and Kiara. I actually connected with Kiara a lot. I really liked Kiara. When she like got down to like being real, I guess you could say, she like was just so honest and, you know, about like the whole how she felt pretty much, basically. And that was like just really nice. Of course, Gura, yeah, I mean, she's just like a genius. And I remember seeing Kelly with, is it Talk Crash? Talk something? Talk to? I can't remember.
Trash Taste.
Yeah, that. And I was like, how the hell is she doing that? Like, I didn't know how they did that. I still don't know how they do that to this day.
Watch your step.
Yeah, I guess. You know, but it was like live and she had her avatar there, but I think she was there in real life, but I don't know, it was incredible.
Well, so what it is you have a full green screen background and then have Callie there, and then you fill the green screen with the Trash Taste people. It's like the entire Trash Taste thing is the green screen.
No, they were there.
No. I know they were there, but that way, your Callie is the overlayer on top of what they're.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
So,
Super technology.
and they just look in the direction that she is. So they have like something there to represent her.
Off we go.
Definitely very cool. But yeah, I freaking love Hololive, and you know, I started watching like obviously some of the, like how you said, the other girls, like the other Jap, like
Nishi Sanji.
Krone. Oh Jesus, like she's just adorable. Oh shit, that was a hole. Oh, I deserve that. What the heck? And now I get on this. Oh my goodness. Oh, that worked out. Oh no! No! Oh, I got scared. Wait a second. Maybe I'm supposed to go all the way up there. Oh no!
And then having all the Vishoujo members and everything. It's such a solid.
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely.
I was just so happy to find a community that was just so inviting.
Yes, yeah, they're very, you know, wholesome. Or like just in general, the whole vibe of Hololive, which is just incredible. Oh god darn it, I'm freaking lagging.
I thought that was just me.
Stupid CPU. Ridiculous. Anything over there? Stop lagging. Oh. Ha 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 ha. All right. Next question. Oh wait.
Hopefully the stream catches up eventually to that.
Yay. 5 games before 2012.
Easy. Top 5 games before 2012. Super Mario Brothers 64. Super fun 3D game. Holds up till this day. And while a lot of 3D games like Ocarina of Time and other games like really start to fall flat before like the 2005 mark, it really shines, and the mechanics, the camera, even sound, is just everything was really good.
Yes.
Now this is not in any particular order. This is just me spouting off the top of my head.
I love Super Mario 64. God, that game. I remember the first time I played it, it was in a Blockbuster. God, Blockbuster, old school.
First time I played it was in a McDonald's.
Well, that's weird. And I remember looking at this game, I was like, this game looks stupid. You go jump into a picture and you have a stage. What the hell are they thinking? And then I played it and I realized how naive and stupid I was, because the game is freaking incredible.
Another game that is incredible and is the best, probably the best game ever
that little
made
trick of
in
yours
terms
could
of
fool
all
us?
categories. Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that game.
It still blows my mind that
was just the
game came out in
beginning.
2007.
Yeah, you can see that. It's been forever since I played it. God, oh my god, why am I lagging so much?
No.
I really need a new computer. How annoying.
Oh no! Those Tenryo Commission brutes are torturing him!
Same amount.
If we don't come up with a way to
I'm
break
sorry.
it up
I
fast,
keep saying 2007.
then...
It came out in 2005. 2005.
We need to ensure we have a means of escape.
I gotta think of like what came out
Anything
in
happens to
2000,
Master
like what was
Masakatsu, our whole
2005.
plan will have been for nothing.
Hey, you there! What are
Because
you doing?
like
Who is this?
Ma'am.
Oh, okay. No.
So, other games
We were
that
just
came out
teaching him a
that
little
year.
lesson. That's all.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
I actually like Kingdom Hearts 1, and oh my god. Hold on a second. This is driving me crazy.
That's Kujo Sora, adopted daughter of the Kujo
Psychonauts.
clan of the Tenryo Commission. She's also a general in the Shogun's
Destroy all
army.
humans.
What's she
Lego
doing
Star
here?
Wars 1 came out in 2005. The very first like Lego game.
Make way. Let me have a look
That's
at him.
crazy. The OG Star
I'm
Wars
sure you're
Battlefront
well
2,
aware that
Prince of
torture
Persia,
is
The Two
strictly against
Thrones?
military
Wow.
regulations.
Shadow the
Yes, ma'am.
Hedgehog?
I never played Shadow the Hedgehog.
If you are unashamed
Oh, that
of
was-
such
that's-
disgraceful
But
action,
I love
you
the
are
original,
also
like,
unworthy of the Tenryou
Sonic,
Commission itself. Do
yeah,
I make myself
the
clear?
original
One
Sonic.
of the better early 3D
Yes,
Sonic
yes, ma'am.
games.
It won't happen again.
Like I played Sonic 2 a lot.
I'm unsure wouldn't want to get on her bad side. Hey, this is our chance.
And Revenge of the
move
Sith
while
came
they
out that
aren't
year
watching Master
too.
Masakatsu.
Interesting.
Uh,
What movies came out that
Are you
year?
sure now's the right time?
Who is that?
Hey, who's that?
Quick, go and investigate.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know too much about this
Batman
character.
Begins came out that year?
What did?
Batman Begins.
Sorry,
Wow.
I never played it.
Didn't mean to.
Or you
No,
mean the
that-
anime?
The movie. Batman Begins with the Christopher Nolan movie.
Oh, I'm stupid. I'm thinking Batman Beyond.
Wow. Man, 2005 was such a
Don't
time
worry,
ago.
I've got
But
it
no,
covered. Time for my
so
final
like
present.
in terms of gameplay, even like the animations and everything, Panda Colossus, S tier game.
Huh?
S
Is that an
tier all
explosion?
time.
It
Yeah.
sounded
Another
like
game before
fireworks.
2012 that came out.
Quick, let's
Super
hurry.
innovative, super fun. Majora's Mask.
I never played any of the Zeldas after
Fireworks were enough to distract
Link
them.
to the Past, which
Maybe
is
more than
classic.
enough.
Oh, absolutely phenomenal. I don't.
Fireworks aren't just for
I
us,
try
you
when I have
know.
like a top 5 list or whatever. I try not to include games from the same series, but I have to say, I don't. What year did Twilight Princess come out?
I was particularly proud of
Wait,
this
say
much.
again?
I decided to.
I'm just thinking, what year did Twilight Princess come out?
Oh.
Okay, 2006. So technically, I could include Twilight Princess in this, because Twilight Princess is easily probably one of the best Zelda games ever made.
Yeah.
But
Mia,
I like
this
to
is turning
include
into a
Majora's
bit of a
Mask
fireworks
because of the
display.
themes. The atmosphere and
fireworks
themes
aren't
of
my craft
Majora's
after
Mask
all.
are probably
Every
the
batch has to be
best in any
spectacular.
video game ever. So, the theme of Majora's Mask is despair. The world ends in 3 days. You have to stop it. But the thing is, every time you rewind, you're not stopping it. You're just resetting the clock. You undo everything that you've done, and all of the soul-crushing despair that you may have been fighting to try to help
Uh-huh.
people like from
Yoimiya.
being depressed or dying is
Master
completely erased.
Masakatsu! Sorry we took so long.
The
those
lovers
awful
side
guards.
quest that you did, where the two lovers finally were able to get back together.
They
Oh,
could
well,
be
they're not
back
back together again. You have
any
to, if you want them to stay together again, you have to go through it all over again.
Oh.
It's so heartbreaking to see.
Yes. Leave. Before I let my
There's so
judgment get the
much
better of me.
depth and detail to
He's
the
in
story
serious
in
condition.
Majora's
Be sure he
Mask.
gets immediate
And
medical
the fact
attention.
that they pretty much just reused a bunch
remember-
of the assets from Ocarina of Time
Huh?
Once
blows
he's
me
recovered,
away because like
It won't be
this was
long until I
literally a
bring
game
him
that was
right
released
back.
a year after Ocarina of Time.
Well,
They didn't really put
you
a
can bet
ton
all
of
we
effort
can to keep
into
that
it,
from happening.
and they made such a simple game. But
Leave
with
this
such
place.
a simple game, they were able to tell story through mechanics and through a very simple system, and it is just a wonderfully made game.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I've heard those Zelda games were really good.
Like, I mean, you can easily put Twilight Princess or Wind Waker or a lot of people like to put Ocarina of Time, and I'm like, have you played Ocarina of Time lately? It hasn't aged that well.
It's all about nostalgia. And it was the first 3D.
We're finally out of that creepy place.
Or, yeah, because it was on 64, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Finally, I've made it out of there.
Master Masakatsu,
Yeah, I agree.
how do you feel? Can you
It was
hold
the
on?
first 3D Zelda game.
Don't worry.
But it
I think I
does
can make it
not
to the
hold
infirmary
up.
without keeling over.
Like, people
Thank you.
complain about the water
All
temple,
of
but
you.
the water temple's not
I'll
the
take
biggest
him to
problem.
get
The biggest
treated.
problem is the camera.
treat you to
The
a room of
camera will
drinks
get
once
you
this is
killed
all
9
over.
times out of 10.
Don't worry about us. Just take care of Master Masakatsu.
It had a lot of control issues that kind of people tend to ignore.
Good thing we were able to
They're like, oh,
rescue
but
him.
it's Zelda. What I have to agree about Ocarina of Time is its music is
Right,
phenomenal as
Sora.
a base.
Yeah.
I don't
Making up for
like
how the guards were
if you
treating
listen
you?
to the Legend of Zelda
It
Symphony that they
seems
came
as
out
though
with
there
in
are some okay
2011.
people among the ranks of the
Oh
Tenryou
my God,
Council.
Skyward Sword is included
No,
in that.
Paimon would never agree with their actions in the Vision Hunt Decree, of course.
Oh my God, you know what else is included in that?
The
Hmm.
good news.
Pre-2012, Skyrim. Skyrim came out in 2011.
I never played any of the Skyrims. I'm not like too into first person shooters. I'm sorry, first person. I know that's not a shooter technically. That's a
It is.
medieval, but
It's a first-person Slayer.
yes. But I can't deny that I know a lot of people love it, and you know there are certain series that are better than others in the Skyrim series.
Well, it's Elder Scrolls.
Oh yeah,
I definitely think that Skyrim is the. This is gonna get me a lot of hate. Skyrim is probably the best in the series because people feel a little bit more lifelike. It doesn't feel as the landscapes feel more diverse and dynamic. The characters
find
feel a
some
little bit
treasure.
more interesting and a lot less static because everyone points to Morrowind as the best Elder Scrolls game, but I disagree. Like the landscapes feel copied and pasted. You could teleport somebody into the middle of a field somewhere and say, okay, tell me where you are. You could not, because like they copy and pasted the same place like 100 times.
right.
But if you are in Skyrim, teleported to a random spot and take a look around, you can immediately know where you are. Because the landscape is so exact and interesting. Are there bugs? Sure, but that adds to the thing.
We should go back to you were talking about Kingdom Hearts, and
Oh yeah.
so I
That's
loved
another-
the first Kingdom Hearts. You know, I'm like a huge fan of Walt Disney, the Disney films, and I also was huge into the SquareSoft. At the time it was SquareSoft, and then it became Square Enix. So for them to combine both of them, you know, like Final Fantasy. Hey, Daddy, how's it going? Oh wait, Daddy streamer. Did I fall asleep before you streamed?
Renamed themselves.
I see.
Strimmer renamed himself to Daddy.
Daddy streamer. That's awesome. So we have a wheel. We spin the wheel, talk about a topic for at least 10 minutes. Right now we're in games before 2012.
So games before a decade ago.
Yes.
That's still a big field.
Yeah,
Now,
oh yeah, it is. We made
I'm not gonna put Kingdom Hearts. I don't want to put Kingdom Hearts in the top. I love Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, we're just talking about it.
I love the drunk elevator pitch of the game that it is.
But I was gonna say, I love the fact that like they combined the worlds and it felt original. Like they kept true to Disney films, but they also kept true to this new style of anime. You know, like Sora and Kairi, I think what her name was. It's been a while since I played the game. And Riku. Am I right on that? Okay, yeah, got it. I've evolved.
But yeah, don't try to do the drinking game in Kingdom Hearts 3 or 2. With how many times they say Sora Donald Goofy because
Good things come to those who don't wait around.
I remember when they came out with part 2 because part 1 to 2 was at least 5 years. I want to say it was like 7 or 8. It was a long time. I remember before the second one came out, and I was like, this game's not going to be that great. I'm like worried that this is not going to hold up to the first game. And there was a middle game that I didn't know. Well, I never played. Yes. But then you play it and you just get sucked right into the story with like these new characters that are not Sora. I can't remember who the other main character was in that one.
It was Riku.
No, Riku was his best friend. Who was the new main character in part 2?
Oh, in Kingdom Hearts 2 was Roxas.
That's it, Roxas. And you know, I was
thought
like,
you were talking about Chain of Memories.
Sorry. Yeah. No, you're right. And I remember thinking that, you know, like I don't want to get used to this new character. I want to see what happened to Sora. But like I said, they did such a good job in that, and how they like mesh all the stories together. Even if you haven't played that half game, you know, Chains of Memories, it was a really good game. The second game.
Honestly, we should go through and watch like the quote-unquote movies people have put together of the other games.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So that you could play Kingdom Hearts 3, because Kingdom Hearts 3 is such a good game.
I will. I own it, and I definitely want to play it. I played one of the PSP games. I know it's like one of the most important ones to play.
Birth by Sleep.
I think that was it. Yeah, with the three.
I think it was the only one on PSP.
Like it had the girl and the two guys.
Yeah, Aqua, Terra, and Ventus.
That's it. Yeah.
Ventus. No, yeah, no.
No, I think you're right. And of course, there was like this main villain, like a bald-headed guy, older guy.
Xehanort.
Yeah, and he's super important. So, yeah, like, you know, I'm curious. Now, it's been so long. I mean, like I said, it may be beneficial to watch everything combined to kind of catch me up and learn stuff that I just probably don't know.
Honestly, it'd probably be fine if you just wanted to play through the first and second games and then watch all of the content between.
Yeah, but
just play through Kingdom Hearts 3. So just do 1, 2, 3, and then a watch
I
stream where
see.
you watch all the other
So
stuff.
Kujo Sara stayed her hand.
yeah,
It
definitely
appears she still has some honors in
great
her.
game. I'm obviously very big into the Square Enix games, and it's pretty rare that they disappoint me. I'm trying to think of a game that did disappoint me. I guess you could argue like certain Final Fantasies didn't hit up to like the expectations of others. Like I love 7. I played 4, I played 6, and then I played 7, and they were all really good in their own way. And then I played 8, and I hated it. It's not saying 8 was a bad game. I personally hated that game.
The thing I like about Kingdom Hearts also is that every single
I wonder
game
if we should try establishing
hits.
contact with her. Perhaps we could coax out some
It's-
information.
Every game,
Unlikely.
like thematically or story-wise, has a good beat to it. Like it really
Don't
does
forget,
hit home.
Kujo
in
Sara is
every
also
game.
carrying out the vision
Yeah. This is like a like a minor thing that I loved that they did. This was they made all the princesses relevant. Like they were like a super important thing in the first and I think the second game. But you know, you had to like think you're like, well, this person's a princess. Like Ariel was a princess, but like she wasn't considered one of the princesses that they needed to capture. You know, and it was like neat. It was like a mystery almost. Like which characters are they going to bring into the story, and which ones are like, you know, the princesses that you need to find out. I remember that just being so fun.
That's one of the weaknesses of Kingdom Hearts 3 is because they announced that
In
they're
her
going to make
eyes,
a game after Kingdom Hearts
Master
3. Kingdom Hearts 3
Masakatsu
is
is
not
of
the
no
end.
threat to the
So Kingdom
decree.
Hearts 3 is the end of the Xehanort
This is why she
saga.
was so
Mhm.
willing to allow his escape.
And
I heard that, yeah, wrap around the current story, but it doesn't mean that the game's done.
oh no, it's absolutely
If our
not.
true
Yeah.
motives were
Because
ever
like
divulged,
they were
she would
dropping
act
bits
against us without a
to
second
be
thought.
like, yeah. So
True.
I'm gonna do
Though
a
if you
little
ask me,
spoiler, but it's also
Master
not a spoiler
Masakatsu's
because
release
it's
is an
kind of
unexpected
the
blessing.
crux for the upcoming games. They mentioned that the Princesses of Light have changed.
That makes sense. I mean, they want to, if they want to dive into the 3D world, which I know the third game did, but if they want to, you know, dive into like, let's say Roxas and the Frozen girls, Elena and I should know the other one, but anyways, kind of need to do that, you know. Not saying that they are. I can see that, you know, being the reason almost.
Well, they were just like, yeah,
We are now one step
just in case
closer
you
to
guys
victory.
weren't ready for the battle,
And we
we've
couldn't
decided
have
that
done
we're
it
gonna
without
start following
Yoimiya and the Traveler.
the new Princesses of Light, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? You're just gonna drop that? And you're not gonna
You're
give us
turning out
any
to be
info?
even more
Mhm.
reliable
Who are
than we
the new
expected.
7? So they basically hinted that Rapunzel from Tangled and Elsa from Frozen are two of the new Princesses of Light.
Yeah, like I
That's
said, it makes
it.
sense.
And I'm like, okay, but who are the other 5?
And you have to like think back, like,
Indeed.
are they going for
Things may have
Pixar,
turned out very
you know,
differently this
characters, or
time
are they
without
going
the help of the
for
Traveler.
Disney 3D? Or obviously it's probably both, but like, oh, it has to be because Frozen is actually Disney, and actually Tangled was Disney. Like it wasn't a Pixar, huh?
Well, they're highly
But
considering.
if we
well,
wish to
it's
mount
basically
any
almost
sizable
confirmed
resistance
that
against the
Star
Vision Hunt
Wars
decree,
and Marvel are going to
there's
be
still
in the
much
next
to be
Kingdom
done.
Hearts games.
So Leia could be one.
Leia could be one. We actually
it
don't
is
know
time we make ready our next set of
anything
plans.
about Kingdom Hearts 4. we literally don't know anything, and it's
There's
really
no
pissing
need to
people
rush,
off
my
because
lady.
they even have like a gameplay trailer
Things seem to
and
have
like a
taken a
bunch
turn
of
for the
stuff
better, at
for it,
least.
and we're just like,
Not
"But
only
what's
have we
going
rescued Master
on?
Masakatsu,
What's the
but our list of
story?"
allies appears
Mhm.
to be growing.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh!
which
And
reminds
like,
me. The
well,
Tenryou
one of the things
Commission
I
seems
absolutely
to be
love
making
about
preparations
I
for
should
a
say one of the
celebration.
things,
They
another
call
thing
it a
I absolutely love
ceremony
about
of
Kingdom Hearts
sorts.
is the timing they've done for their games.
Oh,
Now, don't get me wrong, I
And the number of
hated
samurai
waiting.
out
I'm
enforcing
not
the
a
Vision
patient
Hunt
person.
decree seems to be
You know
waning.
this.
yeah.
Days ahead may be more peaceful
But
than usual.
the way that
A
they've paced their
ceremony, you
games out
say?
has allowed time
Why would
and
such a
for
task
people
be left
to
to the
play
Tenryou
through
Commission?
their games over and over again, and they've made the games good enough that you
I
want to
don't
play
know,
them
but
over
I'm
and
sure it has
over
nothing
again.
to do with
You
us.
want to spend time with
Anyway,
the
with
characters.
the
You want
Tenryou
to spend
Commission
time
busy
in the
with
worlds.
preparations, we
You
should
want to
have a
do all
little more
these cool
breathing room than
things.
usual.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You do present a good point.
Uh,
Being in a constant state of alert will only tire
and
us further.
it, because
Perhaps a
they've waited
period
so
of
long,
rest is
it's
in order.
given them time
Tell me,
enough
what would you
to
suggest?
develop their
I'd say a
characters.
celebratory feast
Oh,
is
yeah.
in order.
Like, and
Why
then
don't I
not
suggest
just
an
develop their
evening of
characters,
hot pot
but
together?
let people theorize,
Funny
make
enough,
theories,
I learned a new hot
dissect
pot game
every
recently.
little
I'm sure you'll
portion of
find
the
it
game.
quite amusing.
Could you imagine if that was in Game of Thrones?
A hot pot
Could you
game?
imagine if each
What's that?
season,
Well,
instead
as
of
long as
just
it has
being
to do
year
with
to
eating.
year for each season, if they had
Simply
waited
put,
2 to
every
3
person
years between
prepares
each
an
season of
ingredient
Game
to
of
add to the
Thrones?
hot pot.
That would be terrible.
Once the meal
Well,
begins, we add
Scorpion.
all the
But would it
ingredients
have?
together. Then we take it in turns to
Can you
well,
close
I'm,
the
I'm
imagine
just
eyes,
referring to
pull the
like people
ingredient
would
out of the
like.
pot,
See,
taste
this is
it,
a tricky
and
part.
guess
If
whose
it's good,
ingredient
people
it
will want
was.
to see it, but like also, if there's other good series coming out, it could be forgotten. And of course,
Well,
people would want to watch it again, but they also expect higher. Well, they have higher expectations if something is delayed that long. They're like, it better be good because if it's not good,
well, actually,
we're going to
think about it like
criticize it.
this. The
Anyone who
first,
guesses
like,
correctly can
5
go
to
again,
6
and
Kingdom
whoever
Hearts games
finishes the
came out
meal with the
pretty
most
quick.
points is
Kingdom Hearts
declared
1,
the winner.
Chain of Memories,
Tradition
Kingdom
even
Hearts
has
2,
it that the winner
258
receives
over
blessings from
2,
the god of
Birth
Hot
by
Pot.
Sleep. All of those came
Don't
out
you think
within
it sounds like fun?
like a 5 to
I've been
10
wanting to
year
give it a
period,
try.
pretty
In
close
fact,
together.
I've already got my ingredients prepared.
And then, like,
Well,
as
you really
time
do
went on,
want to
they
play,
added like
huh?
1 or 2
Well,
games here
sounds
or
like we've
there,
got our work cut
but
out
like
for us.
nothing
Time to
super
gather some
concrete and
ingredients.
new.
But what
Uh,
should we choose?
think about it like that. If Game of Thrones, the first 4 seasons came out year to year, everybody would be super hyped, super in, super focused, because those first 4 seasons were freaking phenomenal, right?
Right?
But then they took their time on seasons 5, 6, 7 plus.
So see, here's the thing, and this is like what people don't realize. You cannot do that. You are asking an actor or an actress to leave the show. Also, kids, they grow up fast. So you're expecting someone to stay young forever. It's like an animated series easily could do that, obviously. But a show, it's just impossible. Like without ruining
I
certain.
didn't say anything about filming. I said you give time to work. You make sure that the editing is on point. You make sure that the music is perfect. You make sure that the story makes sense.
Oh
The
yeah,
characters make sense.
but
You make sure every little detail is perfect, and then you release it. There's actual time for everything to build and grow.
I was just referring to like within that time, like still like it takes multiple years to film theoretically, and you're asking someone to delay their career for a couple of years when you're trying to get the post done, and it's just unrealistic. And that's like, I hate to say it, but that's like, I just know that being a filmmaker, you can't ask somebody to delay because they'll just leave, and then you'll have to recast, or a kid who's like 10 years old. If you're like, you go through, let's say 4 seasons and now they're 14. And so, they're 14 and all of a sudden they jump to 17 or 18. They have like this growth spurt out of nowhere. It just doesn't make any sense, because they delayed the filming time. So they have to recast that person, which would piss off people,
Well, I mean, they recast the Mountain 3 times and nobody cared.
No and yes. Like imagine recasting Arya or Jon or Daenerys.
Fair.
That's
But
like a
at the
bigger
same
deal.
time, after the 4th season, like, I'm sorry, any actor that leaves after the 4th
Let's
season
see what we've got
because
here.
they wanted to just work on something
Fresh
else
fish fillets, shrimp, bamboo
would have had
shoots.
would have not been a good decision, because at that point they were really starting to
can't go
break
wrong with
grounds
these.
in cinema
Paimon
and
can't
film
wait.
and stories for shows.
They are, but like people like Tyrion, he was kind of big beforehand. Obviously, don't get me wrong, he exploded at a different level. But Tyrion would just leave, like Peter Dinklage. He has other people that want him, and
That's
you
fair,
can't replace
but also,
Tyrion.
do you remember anything about Peter Dinklage before that?
Paimon never
I
thought
didn't,
Tyrion
but I know that
actually
he's done
put
like
anything
a
edible
couple of
into
other
the
big
pot.
kind of big roles. Like he was in Narnia, for example. I haven't seen the Narnias beforehand, and he was in the second Narnia.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. Peter Dinklage was actually
This
on the
was
verge of
possibly
being
the
homeless because he wasn't
scariest
able to get
looking hot pot
work
Paimon's ever
for so
seen.
long.
Fortunately,
Oh,
Toma
that, yeah, I mean, you could argue that
Right
with a
before
couple of
he-
actors, but yes.
Right well, no, but like
Yeah, you
people
could
say,
that
"Oh, Peter
again.
Dinklage was a big name."
But
I'm
hey,
like,
at
no,
least I got the most
he
points.
was not a big name.
Oh,
He had
wait
a
moment.
good couple
That doesn't feel
roles,
good.
and he was kind of funny on some SNL skits, but he wasn't actually really
I'm
that
afraid it's your own fault for
big.
adding all those strange ingredients, Toma. The
Like,
soup flavor wasn't
person
quite the
that
same
played-
afterwards.
Shoot,
Even
who
with
was
the
person that
traveler's
played the
normal
Daikini in
ingredients,
Willow?
I still couldn't guess any of them correctly.
A what?
But weren't you the
Who
one
was the
who
short
added
person
those
that
little
played
cakes,
Willow
Ayaka?
in the movie
I
Willow?
think the traveler
Oh, you said
ended up
Frodo?
eating one.
No,
El-
Willow.
Oh, Willow. Oh, I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
It's gonna bug me now.
Boiling cakes in hot pot? Ugh.
And I think they're making a new Willow with him in it.
I
Yes,
must
no, they are.
apologize.
But
To be perfectly
he's
honest,
the one. The
I
only
thought
kind
the
of
cakes
like
would
no
be a
offense,
tasty
or
addition.
but the only midget that has any sort of star power, Warwick Davis. Okay, the
Yeah.
name was correct in my head. Warwick Davis is the only one that had any real clout as a shorter person.
Actually, there was one other person, I just didn't know this. The guy who was in Oompa Loompa and the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That guy had big pull on certain type of roles. And he was like big on like a lot of side stuff that you wouldn't even realize.
That's
But
fair.
he's another
But-
one. Obviously, he's no like people are like, oh, that's Peter Dinklage, type of thing. But he was a wellish known actor for.
Yeah, but Peter Dinklage did not get his
Uh-oh.
name really well
I'm
known until
definitely
Game
not
of
okay.
Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
I need to lie down.
It's like Peter Dinklage was definitely like a kind of name,
I
but
feel
like,
like a new man.
when Game of Thrones first came on,
You
you didn't
Toma,
think,
all you had to do
"Oh,
was
that's
guess
Peter
wrong on
Dinklage." You're like,
purpose
"Oh, who's
and
this
it would have
guy?"
been someone else's
Oh,
turn.
absolutely.
Talk about being competitive.
So like, when people say that, "Oh, one of the only people that were big before that was
guess
Peter
I've been
Dinklage," I'm
feeling
like, "No,
unlucky
he wasn't."
recently and wanted the
I think the only
God of
big
God's
name was
blessing.
Ned. Like, I mean, actual like you could
Yes.
argue Cersei too, but like Cersei's another one. Like Cersei was big, but she wasn't. She was like Peter Dinklage. I felt, like
She had an
Perhaps
IMDb
I
page.
did get a
Yeah.
little carried away.
Like,
Still, I couldn't be beaten at my
yeah,
own
so-
game first time around.
and I know she's done like
Sean-
other roles, obviously, but like I didn't know who she really was exactly until Game of Thrones.
I think my
That's just
luck
the
has
power of
already
Game of
taken a turn
Thrones
for the
actors.
better.
Cersei were like
I
the
can
only
sense it.
real.
So without further ado, I hereby
only
declare that the
real
winner of
big name
today's Hot Pot
actors that
Challenge
were pulled
is
into the show
me.
that had
Oh,
real
brother.
long IMDb pages before Tywin Lannister
Good
was
effort,
added
team.
on.
Oh
Also
yeah, of course,
another
yeah. He was in
important
season
job
one.
taken care of.
I forget
Next
about
on
that,
the
but yeah.
agenda, some well-earned rest
Of
and
course, yeah.
relaxation.
He's insane.
Yes. If the
You know
Tenryou
he wasn't
Commission
in
truly
season one.
is as busy with
He was.
preparations as Toma
I didn't know
claims,
that until I rewatched
then
it, but
some rest would be
he
a welcome
was.
change of pace.
So there's a scene where Jamie goes to his father, Tywin, and he's cutting open a deer. It's like a really like well-known scene because it was like he's carving the Baratheons. But that was in season one. It was like a later on episode, like I want to say like episode 8 or something like that. But definitely was introduced.
And with the extra time, there are some other matters I wish to attend to.
Let's all take some much-needed time off. After a few days' rest, we'll reconvene at the
Okay,
Komori Tea House
I don't
and
know
discuss
why,
our
but
next
that
operation.
scene was firmly in my mind in being season 2.
Downtime is hard to come by these days, so be sure to make the most of it.
But
I'll
yeah,
tidy
so
things up here and start thinking about our ingredients for our next round.
where are we going with this?
Actors and prolonging.
Right.
Sure, why
Talking
not?
about so.
We
but
should play again now that
anyways,
everyone knows the rules. I'll see you all later.
Bye, Toma. Seems we won't need to be visiting the Komori tea house for
Oh
a
yeah, the new
while.
Lord of the Rings show
Why
just
don't we
came
go
out.
explore some other places?
I haven't gotten to watch it.
Power of the Ring. Yeah, I'm not interested. I'm not gonna say it's like bad, but I'm just not personally interested because I was never even like a super big Lord of the Rings person. Like don't get me wrong, I know it's really filmed really well, but there was issues I had with the Lord of the Rings. So I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. Like everyone is immortal. I don't know why, but that just drove me. So, Fellowship of the Ring, fantastic movie, and people died if they did something, if they faced something that they shouldn't be able to survive. Season 2, they do the same thing, except they keep surviving every round, and they do like trick shots. They're like, "Oh my god, he died!" And I'm like, "No, he didn't die." It happened with the other 2 hobbits, and it made me like so mad, and I just like turned off my like, okay, everyone's immortal on this, and I was right because no one died who was an actual main character. And to me, that I don't know, it's something in my head that like I can't enjoy something if I feel like people are immortal. Of course, Legolas. Wait, is that his name? Orlando Bloom's character.
Yeah. Legolas,
I hated his character because I felt like he was immortal. Like he could do anything he wanted. He could do trick stars. He rolled d20s all the time. And don't get me wrong, I know he's supposed to be the best, but
No. That is actually a valid criticism, and one of the few things I actually really have an issue with in Lord of the Rings.
Or not.
and then you had the dwarf, which by the way, I love the dwarf, but they made him a joke almost. I felt like he was like the comic relief to Orlando Bloom's character, and I don't know, just something about that like rubbed me the wrong way. So it was like it's just like these little things. But so, like I said, it was filmed really well. Actually, Frodo's story was probably the best, I thought. Frodo and Sam. Their story was, God, it was so good. With the annoying I want to say Gimli. It's not Gimli. What's it? That's
Sam.
No. The thing that's trying to take the ring from them.
Gollum.
Thank you. I hated that character, but that character was really well done. There's a difference, you know, me hating him and actually you're supposed to kind of hate him.
So J.R.R. Tolkien reinvented fantasy.
Yes.
With literature when he wrote Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and I do know that.
Lord of the Rings came out as a movie. It reinvigorated fantasy as a genre for film and
absolutely
media in general. Honestly, D&D and things might not have become as popular if it weren't for things like Lord of the Rings.
No. Game of Thrones had no chance without Lord of the Rings.
Exactly.
And it's just a fact.
Not.
You know, like Peter Jackson did an incredible job with Lord of the Rings, and I cannot deny that. You know, I had like nitpick storyline issues, but it was one of the best cinematic or storytelling, you know, of like 2000. Because I think that came out around like 2000, 2005, somewhere around there.
Traveler, Paimon, hold on.
Fellowship of the Ring came out when I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
That dates me pretty.
I felt like it was like 19 or 2000 or something like that.
Something has come up, and I would like to request.
I remember seeing, I was like, whoa, because you know, obviously the visuals was incredible.
But you ought not be nervous. This is not coming from the Yashiro Commission or the Kamisato clan. It is my own individual request.
Individual request? You mean personal stuff?
Correct. It concerns my mother. This may seem a little sudden, but in my view, you are the only person I can entrust this to.
I knew it was somewhere on there, yeah, because I was really young.
Yeah, no, and like my parents would
A few
not
days
let me
ago,
watch it.
I was sorting through some old family belongings when I found a notebook
funny
that belonged
enough,
to my mother.
We got
She wrote about all kinds of things,
film
mostly of little
for
consequence.
a fun thing that our
But
church
what drew
did is
my
we had a small
attention
film
was a name.
festival where
It is one that I have never heard
we
before.
would come in
So the fact
like
that
in
she
the middle of the
mentions
day
it so
on
frequently,
Saturday or
it makes
Friday
it
or
difficult for
something,
me to ignore.
and
Probably
we
your mom's
would
best buddy, right?
spend over 24 hours filming a project. And in 6th grade we chose Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, and I'm like, I've never seen this movie before. I
Neither.
don't know what I'm
And
doing.
although my mother and father passed away
Oh, wow.
many years ago,
So I had to go
both
off
my brother
direction.
and I are familiar with the vast majority of their
God,
acquaintances.
it was awful.
So, I am very
But like when I
curious
first,
about this
but I didn't get
mysterious
to watch
individual.
The
I would
Fellowship
very
of the
much
Ring
like to
until
meet
after
them.
we did that. But so I
According
thought we
to
did
the
a great job, and
notebook,
then I watched
their
The
name
Fellowship
is
of the Ring. I'm like, man,
Tsubaki.
we
This seems to have
butchered
been
that.
someone very important to
Oh,
my
I
mother.
bet.
Someone with a lot of personality who
It's
liked to
amazing
have
that
fun.
Peter Jackson, who was like really not a big person, kind of an indie person, did that movie.
Paimon thinks it sounds like a girl.
Very awesome.
Fun fact: a lot of the
That's what I
movie or
thought,
music
too.
in the movie is based off of a
So what do
symphony
you want us to
called
do?
The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
It was written by a
Do you
composer
need us to find
who
her for
wrote
you?
the music because that is what he
No,
felt
no.
while reading
Her
the
address
books.
is given in the notebook.
That is cool.
We can head straight there.
I know
I
because I
wanted
got
you
to
to
play that
assist me
symphony
with the
in
preparation of
college.
greeting gifts.
That is really cool.
And I was like,
Please keep
this
everything I
is
have
the
told you in
coolest
strict
thing
confidence.
ever. I am playing The Lord of the
The
Rings
proper
before
course
The
of
Lord of the
action would be
Rings.
to involve my brother to visit her together.
Hell yeah.
But he is terribly busy at present, and
So
on a
that
more
was
selfish note,
really cool to
I
listen
don't
to
wish
and
to
play.
involve anybody else from
Um,
Inazuma in this matter.
Lord of the Rings is such a good topic. I
Exactly.
love this.
That,
Mhm.
and you are also
Now,
a kind, well-mannered person with
you
a
brought up
genuine
something that's actually
concern for
really
other
interesting.
people.
Uh,
Not to mention
I don't know if you
trustworthy.
know about this, but
I
are you
would not
familiar
feel
with something
comfortable
called
with
the Epic
anyone else
Rap
in this
Battles of History?
situation.
To epic rap battles?
Yeah, Epic Rap Battles of History.
Is that like where people rap about
We've done
historical
greeting gifts
characters?
before, so we should be able to
Kind of.
help.
So,
In terms of payment,
there's this guy, Nice Peter,
treat us to
and
some
another guy
delicious
called
food, and
Epic
we'll
Lord.
be more
Those are
than
their
happy.
usernames. And
Wonderful. In fact,
they take
I was
two
hoping to take
characters
this
and have
opportunity
them
to
have
show
a
you
rap
both
battle.
around. If you don't mind, of course.
Excuse me. Usually it makes sense to have the two
We don't mind
do
at
a
all.
rap battle.
Do we?
Because
Thank
like,
you
you don't want to
kindly.
have two people
Shall
that
we
just
head
have
off then?
nothing to do with each other because
Ogura
then like the
Textiles and
raps just kind of
Kimonos
go.
is our first
And then
stop.
the first season of
Alright,
Epic Rap Battles
sounds
of History, there was a little bit of that. Like one of them was the Easter Bunny versus Genghis Khan.
Uh-huh.
Khan, excuse me. Super dumb. But one of their like best battles that I've ever seen was George R.R. Martin versus J.R.R.
Oh,
Tolkien.
I seen that. Yeah, yeah.
And it does bring up a good point. Like, yes, a lot of people do like having a more realistic sense of danger when people could be. But J.R.R. Tolkien did bring up a point that yes, but my books are just fantasy. It's meant to be unrealistic. It's meant to be uplifting and positive. Like if you have main characters dying all the time, you can't do that. And people still do die. King Theoden dies in Return of the King. Spoilers, I guess, for
come from?
Yeah, I know a lot of minor characters. I don't say minor because obviously in the book, especially if you read the books, you're going to be with these characters for a while we're with them for like 2-3 hours. And I'm referring to like each of the movies. You know, so like some of them may be like at the beginning of the movie and then they'll die at the end of the movie. And that's a big character, you know, potentially in a book. Big side character. But to me, I'm like, eh. But I understand, yes.
But like, I don't know. It's just it feels so good when, and it doesn't have them like. That's the reason why I didn't like Legolas. I loved everything because all the characters had struggles. Gimli was always been constantly surrounded and doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Aragorn was getting beaten to crap every time. Sam and Frodo were having the roughest of times.
Oh yeah. I thought they were the best storyline potentially.
Exactly. And then of course Frodo loses a finger. Like that's awful. Ugh.
Yeah.
Makes my finger have like the ghost itches. But all of that is really interesting to tell the story. It's not realistic in that the heroes survive things that they probably shouldn't, but it just makes for a fun experience. It's not meant to be. Honestly, The Lord of the Rings wasn't written to be a good story. It was written to be kind of just a screw you, I can write whatever I want and it'll be popular kind of
Oh
thing.
yeah. I mean, obviously it was no one had written really fantasies back then. Maybe
And
not at all.
also,
I mean, he was supposed to be the first Tolkien. And
I don't know if you know this, he wrote it on a bet.
the bed.
A bet.
Oh, a bet. No, I didn't know that.
He and C.S. Lewis had a bet that he couldn't make a book that couldn't be made into a movie.
Rise.
He was good friends with C.S. Lewis, who wrote the Chronicles of Narnia. I don't know if you know this.
No.
And the epigraphical references that, like, me and C.S. Lewis were both discussing how you and Jon Snow both know nothing.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, that's such a good line. Which, by the way, they never said that again after season 4, and that bugged me. I'm like, no, say it more. It makes it really interesting because he really doesn't know anything. But
yeah, that's true.
But sorry, so. And then, of course, the big reveal that, oh, he's a Targaryen. It's like, all of a sudden, he does know. He knows everything. He understands.
Yes.
But, that aside, C.S. Lewis was just like, I'm going to make this brilliant children's tale, and he's like, I'll bet you can't make a best-selling novel that has interesting story, interesting characters, and really good details and well, not really good details, but just really good story, really good characters, but it could never, ever be translated into film. And Tolkien was just like, okay, bet. And he made The Lord of the Rings. And then he made The Silmarillion. And not related to those, he made There and Back Again, The Hobbit's Tale by Bilbo Baggins, also known as just The Hobbit.
Oh, yeah.
Which, honestly, The Hobbit was just a story that he was telling to his kids, and he only wrote it down because he kept changing details of the story, and his kids were like, no, but last time it was this. It's like, fine, I'll write it down.
Crumble.
But
I remember the Hobbit cartoon, not the movie. That was old school.
That's fair. The cartoon was pretty good. Honestly, the cartoon handled one moment infinitely better than the movie.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
The moment of the Black Arrow.
Solidify.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I watched the cartoon.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm referring to is when the dragon is attacking Rivertown.
Oh, okay.
And Bard is standing up on the tower, and he's all out of arrows, and he's down to his last arrow, the Black Arrow. And he's like, Black Arrow, you have always served me and my family for generations. Every time we have shot you, you always ring true, and we are always sure to retrieve you every time.
When stuck
Please
on a
do not
deserted
fail me
island,
now.
rain is a
And
precious
fires
source
it,
of drinking
and it
water.
goes right into the spot.
There's no need for...
That is such a good moment. Because that's such a good speech, too. Like,
let's light it up!
Yeah.
Adds to the mystery and magic of the Lord of the Rings universe.
Right. Like they
this
didn't.
This guy's family just has a magic arrow, and you know what? I believe it.
Yeah. Versus like a random luck almost.
Yeah, and also like, oh, they had ballistas for dragon slaying. Like, not even fuck.
Yeah.
You had anti-dragon artillery? Why didn't you use that? Why didn't they have that at the Dragon's Keep or the Dwarf's Keep? I'm sorry, why does this small town on the river have this kind of shit?
Quake! This is order.
I don't know, that bugged me in the movie. I was just like, come on. And then they're
Okay,
like,
screw you. This guy keeps killing
the guy
him.
that's spawning the water, it'll be a lot easier, because the guy that's spawning the water...
Oh, no, I know. I just did that. I'm sitting there paying attention to you, and I'm like, wait a second. This guy keeps getting healed.
But yeah, so, that moment was just such a good moment, and the fact that they changed it to be that, I'm like, no, come on.
Let's
It's just a
light it up!
slightly larger black arrow that he gives a little speech to, and then it kills the dragon. And I'm like, that's freaking epic, and adds to the lore and mystery of the world.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, if a guy actually has a magic arrow that can just kill a fucking dragon, especially a dragon in Lord of the Rings, because those things were big motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's a literal dragon whose wingspan covers a continent in Lord of the Rings. And I think he's gonna be one of the story points of the Rings of Power series eventually. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I do know it's like the past, obviously, the Ring of Power stuff.
Yeah. But, I digress. It's just... I don't know. When people say that they have problems with Lord of the Rings, it always gets me a little on edge, because I'm just like, okay, but, like, you're wrong? But, like, your points aren't wrong. Legolas is bullshit. That's just a fact.
Yeah. Like I said, I know he's supposed to be the best, and if like you're doing, you know, like a D&D campaign, you probably could have somebody like that, but I don't know, just it took me so out of it a lot of times. Which is funny because, you know, that's why...
The problem was that they leaned a little too hard into the trope of how close the whole thing. Like, with the trench run in Star Wars, you weren't mad that you got it in just the last second while Han Solo blasted Darth Vader away so that he could get shot down.
Oh, yeah.
But because that only happens once in the movie, you don't get too mad about it. But Lord of the Rings does it a little too often.
Yeah.
But they use it to have the trope of our heroes are at their lowest point. And right then, are their friends able to come in and save the day and make everything good? And they try to do that a little too often.
Yeah. Yeah, because I guess if he did it once in a while, I'm like, okay, he's good and he just happens to do it, but every time got just a little much for me. But yeah. I guess we should roll the thing after I'm done beating this guy up.
I don't know, that was a pretty good fun.
Oh, that was a good rant. Alright. So next wheel. Oh no. To get over
Lord
here.
of the Rings and Lord of the Rings and Avatar: The Last Airbender I could talk about.
Yeah, well, how convenient.
Oh?
Genshin.
Okay. So, Genshin.
Oh god, I'm freezing to death. Get me out of here.
Let's see.
where's
Genshin Impact. Great game. We've all played it.
We have?
You're playing it.
No.
I've played it.
Yeah, I'm obviously...
Let's talk a little bit about the past history of Genshin. Sure, let's talk about the actual history of Genshin. It actually came out about the same time as... Or it came out a little bit before the first round of Hololive EM.
Yeah, it did.
Because that's about when I started playing.
Oh, you're right. I remember that.
And people were really hypercritical of it.
I think because it was a gacha game, like people weren't expecting it to be a gacha game until it was, and they're like, "Oh no!"
Well, it wasn't just that. It was a gacha game, but it was also Breath of the Wild, as people called it.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was not close to Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild came out and this game came out in 2020. You remember 2020? But it was so like people are like, oh, you can climb. Well, you can climb in Breath of the Wild. Oh, you can glide. You can glide in Breath of the Wild. Oh, you attack with swords. Oh, yeah, you can do that in Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild copycat. How dare they?
But like once you start, but like those are all just the most superficial things, literally ever.
Yeah.
Once you actually start playing the game and like start understanding it, like it's.
Thank you for completing today's commission.
Interesting game.
Oh yeah.
Ad Astra.
No, yeah, it definitely remember it being, you know, really big back then. But I never like actually got that into it at the beginning. I was like,
That's
oh,
fair.
okay, you know, you get a couple characters. I love the art design. Like, I think that's like the best thing about this game.
Yeah, no, and I definitely agree that the beginning area is just a Breath of the Wild area.
There's a strange
Yeah,
wanderer near
it's fine.
Like, even some of the intro areas to Leeway don't really bring that much variety to it.
Yeah,
But once you got into the Archon quest for Zhongli, that's when the game really starts to separate itself.
yeah,
It's not just, oh, there's a big evil entity, you need to go and stop it. This is a world. There are characters and forces going on. There's the Fatui, there's the Abyss Order. There are actual stakes and character things going on right now.
oh yeah.
You ever want to
Gosh,
trade
and the
tactics?
first time when we fight Olasil, God, that's such an epic
Huh.
There it is!
moment.
Behold, a floaty imaginary friend for
And like,
floaty-headed
you
Flora!
crash the jade chamber into it and it explodes.
Imaginary friends can be plants now?
And then like the
Hi,
reveal that
Traveler.
Zhongli
Hi,
was Rex
Bard.
Lapis the entire time, which was kind of thought about, but like
Sure.
also kind
How
of
can I
not.
help?
So right now you're doing the Venti side
Oh,
quest?
I
you mean
guess
Mr.
so. I didn't
Floaty?
mean to.
Most
It just
people
happened.
Can't see him. Mr.
That's fair.
Floaty is my bestest
I like
friend.
walked by the flower
We grew up
and boom,
together.
happened. I was like, what the heck?
Oh, fun little
No
fact about this.
fair.
So,
Paimon hates
in the
feeling
original,
left
in
out.
the beta,
Flora,
Flora was
why
not
exactly
a
are
little
you
girl.
friends
It
with a
was an
bloaty
adult
floaty?
female,
Uh-huh.
and there's an NPC named Ulfer,
What's wrong with
ULFR,
it?
somewhere in.
I always wanted to be friends with a
Sandstone or
plant who
something.
could fly.
It's a little hunting
Friends
village
with a
just
flying
slightly
plant?
southeast of
Why?
Mondstadt.
Because then when
If
it's
you
windy,
talk to him
you and your friend can fly off into the
while
sky
he's outside
together.
of
You
Mondstadt,
gotta admit that's
he
pretty
says,
cool.
"One of these days I'll confess my love for Flora."
Uh,
Isn't that called being blown
Now that was
away?
from back before the beta, or during the beta,
yeah.
That's
when
what some people
Flora
like to
was
call
an
it.
adult female. Well, now Flora's
I
a
only found out
child,
this plant
and that
existed from an
dialogue is
explorer who
kinda
told me
awkward. But
stories
with the
of
most
his
recent patch, they
adventures.
finally removed that dialogue.
That's
I think
actually
his
pretty
name
funny.
was Stanley.
But the Kitchen players
Stanley's an
forget.
adventurer.
Because that's
And you
such
can
a
tell
jarring
he's an
thing
expert
of
at
like,
it from the stories he
Flora's a
tells.
child! You're an adult man!
He's like, I knew her since she was a little girl and she's grown up. No, she hasn't.
The amazing
Oh.
adventures of Stanley are super famous in Mondstadt. He's in the city at the moment. You
That
should
is
go
interesting,
ask him to tell
though.
you some of his stories.
Now, the actual story within
That
Genshin.
sounds like a fun idea for next time. But right now we
you
have
start
other
off
things
with
to
the
attend to.
Traveler and his sister fighting off against some deity.
Flora's,
They have the power to travel between worlds. That is kind of their thing. And
Which child shall we
they
interrogate
got stopped
next?
by this god. They're like, no, you're not allowed to travel between from this realm without my permission.
How about
So you
that
fight
little
against
guy
them,
on
and
the
then you
bridge?
guys both get separated.
Right?
And she gets teleported back to before what's known as, in Genshin's history, the Calamity. Which we've now learned a little bit about since you did the Dainslift quest, and you've done the second Zhongli quest.
Right?
Which I'm still frustrated to heck, because they haven't revealed what Zhongli's contract was.
It's all
That was the
speculation.
most infuriating dialogue they've ever written. When he's like, "Can you tell me about my sister since you were there at the Calamity? Was she there?" And he's like, "I cannot tell you. It is my contract." I'm like, "You motherfucker, tell me."
Hell
Tell
yeah.
me now. But God, that was also just such a great moment, because that's such a little. With those few words, we already know, yes, he was in Conrad and he knows what was going on. Yes, he knows your sister and he knows exactly what's going on.
Me and
And
my brother?
he can't tell about it. Oh, yeah, the sibling.
Yes.
And he can't tell you because of an agreement he made with someone. Who is that someone? We don't know. But
The sibling.
that's so interesting, Was it specifically the sibling, or was it somebody else that he made the agreement with? That's so interesting.
Yeah.
With such a single line of dialogue. And it's such a good character moment too, because you know he's the god of contracts. He can't break a contract.
Oh yeah, he would have to kill himself.
And honestly, like, they don't show his face, which of course is kind of hard to animate a character crying in a video game. But
Yeah.
you could imagine he's almost starting to cry. It's like the one thing he cannot do, and you've been helping him so much, and he's like, I want to help you. How can I help you? And they ask the one, or one of the few things he just absolutely cannot do as one of the most powerful Archons in the world.
Right.
Like, arguably, Greater Lord Rukatis.
Fishing has been unlocked.
Rukadavada. Greater Lord Rukadavada, who was the old Dendro Archon, was probably the most powerful because he communed with every single plant in all of Tavad. That's pretty powerful. But then there's Zhongli and his ability to summon giant stone spears that are the size of mountains. There's the Raiden Shogun, who can literally split an island in half with a single swing of her blade. Like, that's... Excuse me, cuts through an entire island while also cutting through a giant serpent god.
Hell yeah.
Like, there's... The power levels in this game are just insane.
I failed.
But so, that's so interesting.
Better eat it.
So many good things.
Don't give up. You'll get the hang of it.
Ah.
You haven't even seen half of it, because you're in Inazuma right now.
I need to figure out how to do this better.
Oh, you
Oh,
press...
I see.
Yeah, you nearly got him. What is it? What is it? Is it another Paimon?
Yes, it's another Paimon. I'm gonna eat you. Do you say that's how you get the oh god, it's huge. This is how you get the lance or something like that?
Yeah, you have to, once you finish this world quest, which is like a really short quest, honestly, there's a person in Inazuma you can talk
Steady
to,
now.
and you
It's
have
the final
to
stretch.
get all the fish that she wants, which they only spawn in
What is
certain
it? What
areas.
is it? Is it another Paimon?
And once you get enough of those kind of fish, you can get a lance that's really good, and then you can also get the upgrade material.
Okay, so this takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Come on, fishies. Come
I'm
on.
surprised you're taking a break from Inazuma story in your
Oh, I can't not continue.
Why not?
Because it's locked by other things.
I'm sorry, what?
Yep. I have other things I need to do, supposedly.
Hold on, show me.
Plus, I've been missing like half the storyline, so.
Well, what you just did was, you talked to, the girl, her,
So I need to do.
Ayaka. It's not the castle.
Where did the thingy go? And Russ Nevis.
What?
I don't know what these are.
Oh, those are Go to story quests at the bottom. I think those are the Ayaka and the Yoimiya story quests.
There's a fireworks girl. I assume that's one of them, maybe.
Yep, that's.
Oh
that's
yeah,
the
yeah, but
one.
it's both of these.
Oh, Firework Girl Strange Stories.
Yeah, and then this is the other one. The Woven Wishes.
Yep.
Take that. No, get away. Want the big fish. Take that big fish. Take that in the face.
Yeah, those things you have to do. Gosh. I can't wait to see you. We'll just get to see the story. Like, there's so many cool things to happen in the chasm, in Inazuma, in Sumeru.
Wait, what the hell? Do I have to finish this?
Like, I guess. I think you could just press escape.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. That's unfortunate hitting that wall of I don't want to talk about stuff you haven't gotten to yet because I hate discussing spoilers in front of people.
That's fine.
Because like I want to see their genuine reaction to when they first get to see it.
Oh yeah, it's fair.
I don't want to like when Sam's like, "Oh, you don't have to worry about it. You can tell me whatever spoilers." I'm like, "I don't want to. I want you to be able to experience it."
This must be.
It's a festival promotion.
Because as a person that has
Hey, speaking
near
of, we haven't
eidetic
been
memory,
anywhere fun
when
since
someone
we're
tells me
back
something
in
happens, I'm like,
Inazuma.
God damn it, this ruins the whole thing.
Yeah, I get like that sometimes, fixated on something.
No, what made you think that? Festivals are a
someone
common
spoiled
occurrence here in
Endgame for me.
Inazuma. We in
Oh,
the
this game?
Yashiro
Yeah.
Commission are very well acquainted with these sorts of customs.
Avengers Endgame.
Oh.
Each season brings its own festival,
Somebody
and each
before the
festival in
mods
turn
removed it, somebody
brings
had
a
a
fresh challenge
short
to the
clip
task of
that
maintaining
showed
public
Iron
order.
Man snapping away Thanos.
So, while
Yeah,
festivals are
that would be
undoubtedly
annoying.
joyous and
I
lively
was
occasions,
so upset
for
about
us,
it.
they're also a cause for concern.
That was like the day before I got to go see it, which was like the second day the movie was out. And
Oh,
I'm like, come on.
my apologies.
Yeah, it's like one thing if like it's been a couple of years and you're like, yeah, I probably deserve that. Another thing if it's been that week.
Like the day after, I'm like, come on, really?
Oh, so you
Why did I
weren't
have to see
checking
that?
out
I
the
was just
promotion?
so frustrated about it.
Well, let's take a look inside then.
Welcome. I have
anyways,
all the latest styles.
Still a really great
Please take a look.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm just happy Disney and Marvel were able to pull
It's
it off.
Miss
To make
Kamisato
such a huge
with guests from
film
overseas.
this Endgame.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ogura Textiles and Kimonos. Are you here to purchase fabric or for tailored garments?
No, it's just fun that they like combined all those movies in the Avengers in general. I meant.
Oh, greetings
And
to you
it just
too.
so naturally
I have a design
forms
here for a garment.
multiverse.
Would you be so kind
I
as to take a
really
look?
Oh, Ayaka
wish-
came prepared.
Let me see.
They would everything else would stop trying to have a multiverse.
This could be.
Like
Mm-hmm.
Disney is
be.
doing it, and it's making them lots of money.
Oh,
yeah, it's the
it's a
formula.
very
So they're gonna
fine
copy. People will
design.
copy that formula because obviously
Miss
it's
Kamisato,
successful.
you'd like us to make a
Nobody
kimono following this
can
design,
play
yes?
the long game that Disney can.
That is true.
Please,
Nobody
if you could.
can spend the
I'm
money.
honored that
Disney
you'd choose Ogura Textiles and Kimonos for your tailoring needs. However, there is
like-
one rather difficult problem. Based on the
Disney
design,
bought all of
this
Marvel
kind
for
of
what was
kimono
it,
would
like
require
$15
silk made from the silk flower.
billion?
The majority of
buy
Inazuma's silk
almost
is
all the Marvel
imported from Liyue
properties.
Harbor, but given the
They
current
spent another
climate,
13 billion to just buy out Fox when they were
as
really
you
low.
well know, Inazuma is currently under a
They were just
strict
like,
lockdown.
I don't think they
Just
bought
watched
Fox.
it.
They don't own Spider-Man technically still.
No, that's Sony.
You're right. You're right. My bad.
Fox had
In all
Fantastic Four and
honesty,
Yeah, no,
X-Men.
the
you're right. They
impact
did
on
buy
the
them.
textiles
Fox was
industry has
is not
been
that
quite
big,
significant.
considering.
We're struggling to import
They were
high-grade
like,
fabrics.
they were like, you know
so
what?
much of our
We're
tailoring
done
business has
trying
been
to
put
just
on
negotiate
hold
with you. We're just buying
indefinitely.
you. You're an American company. We can just do it.
But of
We've got-
course, where
Disney
our
has the
customers
time
are
and
able
has
to
the
provide
money.
the fabric themselves, we can still be of service.
They waited 4 years before
So
the
you're
first
saying
Avengers
we
movie
need to
came
go and
out.
buy some silk
Oh yeah.
first?
There was Iron Man
If
in
even Okura
2008,
textiles and
I think it
kimonos can't get a
was.
hold of high-grade fabric, where would we buy it from?
Yeah, it was Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, which is funny because it's the wrong Hulk technically. Same Hulk, but not.
Not the same actor.
No, different actor.
That's fine. Mark
It
Ruffalo's way
it
better.
had God, what's his freaking name? He's in Fight Club.
I don't care. I didn't like Fight Club.
Well, I didn't like Fight Club either, but the actor who played the Hulk, the original Hulk, well, technically the second Hulk, but he was like really hard to work with, so they pretty much fired him, or he didn't want to do the other ones or something like that. So they got the newest one, which was a good. Yeah.
You could try the International
Norton.
Trade Association.
Edward Norton, thank you.
They are a little better connected than we are. After all, the association
honestly,
brings
it was for the
together
best.
merchants from all
Oh,
over
yeah,
the
yeah,
world.
yeah. You wanna
because the guy that played Abomination in
The
that
only
movie,
thing is their
he came back.
prices. They're not the cheapest.
Yeah.
In times
He's
like
in
these,
She-Hulk
though,
right
we're
now.
lucky to even
Oh,
have
that's
an
cool.
option of getting a hold of the things we want in the first place.
Yeah, that was her first legal case. Was
So even just getting clothes made is an ordeal in Inazuma. Wait, the International Trade
parole
Association?
leave for
That's Karisu's
Abomination.
thing, right? We haven't been to Rito in a while.
Oh no. Go bun.
It looks like that will be our next stop.
Yay.
Thank you ever so much. We will be back
Clothing,
once we've acquired
so
the
much
fabric.
fun.
Oh, in the meantime, I have one other very small request.
That is one thing that I also like about this this game is the costume, like the clothing design is incredible. Whoever makes the wardrobe in this game, or you know, like the art design.
Much obliged.
Design is impeccable.
Yeah.
My pleasure, Miss Kamisato. Honestly, I'm
Like I love
just as
her
excited as you
kimono,
to see the end
like
product.
modern
We haven't made a
day. I
silk
don't
kimono
know
for the longest time now.
style.
This is a beautiful design.
That's very
actually,
kind
it's
of
not
you.
even
Thank
modern.
you.
It's a
Goodbye for
blend
now.
of samurai with kimono.
That's what I meant. Yeah, I was gonna say I knew it was like a combination of because you know,
Traveler
but it's
Paimon?
freaking
Let's try our
Like
luck at the
you
International
see the
Trade
bits of
Association.
kimono, but then you also see like bits of like
Armor.
armor from like that a samurai would wear.
so cool.
Yeah, it's
And it,
absolutely peak character design.
and that's hard to do. I feel like a little bit like that could like be over like too much. That they like I said the artist
and
is
the
impeccable.
design really tells a story. It's so important for that, for characters design to tell the story of the
Yeah.
character.
This is it. The
Like you
International
can
Trade
look at her and
Association.
be like, this is a person
Okay
who
then,
has
we
to
need
deal
to
with
talk to
regal stuff,
Kurisu, right?
but also is not afraid to fight,
Doesn't look like he's here.
Yeah.
and possibly has to fight because she always has her sword by her side and ready.
Yeah. La 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 la.
Just for my sake, would you press B?
What are you looking for?
Switch to the precious items tab.
I don't know what tab that is. Doesn't say it.
It's the second from the right.
Okay.
Just follow the prompts that they're trying to get you to do.
Oh, what? I was just looking around.
Look, there he is.
Looks
So
like we
press-
found him.
Alright, so it was like, press B to open your inventory, select the precious items, and then click on the special formula and learn the special formula.
What am I gonna do?
I don't know. What are you gonna
Mr.
do?
Kurisu, are you alright?
Nope, he's dying.
Oh, you're Miss Sayaka from the Kamisato clan. How do you do?
Better than you, it appears.
And if it isn't the traveler,
Honestly, I don't like his
I
character
haven't seen
design,
you
'cause
in a
his character
while.
design screams scumbag.
I take it you've been out of
But,
Rito?
you know, he might be a scumbag. So who knows?
I was thinking that too.
Thanks again for your help last time. The association
come
is
on,
back in
who wears
business,
a
and it's
freaking
all thanks to you.
vest
Wait a second.
with-
That's this guy. I know who this guy is. This is the guy I was trying to protect. I was gonna break another guy's leg for. I'm
Yeah.
correct.
Right, but, why
He
would
really
Doesn't
he
he
took it to another level. This guy. He realized that I broke legs, and he's like, I need to do that. So he dressed as like one.
Well,
we will break
you
legs.
see, it's embarrassing to admit, but some of the association's goods have been stolen by vagrants.
Oh, I have
Yeah,
to
I
break
think
some
it's
more
time for us to
legs.
spin the-
Which
I think it's
goods
time for
were
us to spin
stolen?
the wheel.
It was a batch of
Yeah, I'll spin the
high-grade
wheel
silk.
right after this. It'll probably be our last spin for the night, if I had to guess.
We
We'll see,
imported
but-
a big batch of silk from Liyue
So
several years
this wheel
ago.
definitely was a good idea. It really
It's been
got us
sitting in
talking
storage
about
ever
stuff.
since.
No, yeah, I definitely love the wheel.
Recently,
Downfall
we heard
to
that
like this
clothing
game is
stores
this
in the
game has
city
like a
have more or less
lot of
sold all their
talking,
silk stocks.
like voice
So we
acting. So
figured now
sometimes
would be a
you know
good time to bring our batch out of
it
storage.
is hard to like listen to
Thinking
that. I
it'd probably
guess
fetch a good price.
with the talking, but
But then,
minor thing.
Like,
the
if it was
vagrants
a
swiped the
major
whole
story
batch,
thing,
then disappeared into the woods.
maybe I'd care.
We reported to the authorities, but
Yeah, fair.
Like, so the
Well,
sum story of what you've
as
done
you
so
know,
far in the story is you
they don't
talk
think
to
much of foreign
Kamisato
merchants like
Ayato,
us.
and
The
she's like,
Kanjo
hey,
Commission don't
go
want to
help
give us
this
the
one
time
person.
of day.
Because she
They-
like cares about him like it's her master or something
you
like
can just
that.
tell that our
kind
suffering
of,
amuses them.
he's the person that trained her in a lot of stuff.
Well,
And then it's
I
like you
also
go and
take
then like
issue
you
with aspects
run
of the
into
Kanjo
UAB, like,
Commission's
oh yeah, no, he
operational
got
methods.
kidnapped or he got
Please
arrested.
remember, Mr. Kurisu,
So let's go break
that
him
while
out.
you
And
are
so
here
you
in
go to the secret
Inazuma,
place, you go
you should be
rescue
careful
the
with
guy,
your words.
and then you are introduced to Kujo Saro,
oh,
but like also
my
you get
apologies.
away for some reason.
I had to let off some steam.
That makes sense.
Because she's honorable, I guess. or something.
Anyway,
I don't know.
there doesn't seem to be much we can do ourselves
I don't
to
know,
get
she's-
goods
He's
back.
free and safe.
Perhaps
Yeah.
I'm doomed to go bankrupt after all.
And then I went back to Toma and her, and now
I'm
we're going to
afraid I can't
find
intervene in an official
And
capacity,
now they're like,
Clothing.
but I
and
can
now they're
still
like,
help
we
you
need
get
you
your
to do a
lost
couple
goods
things for
back.
us. So basically, they're trying to get
Of course,
introduce
I
you
would
to
never.
Inazuma, how it's a little bit
Wait,
more
what?
politically stale and economically stale, and they're trying to
Yes, acting
show
in my own
you
capacity,
the
mind you.
problems that are in Inazuma
Even
right
then,
now.
That
There
makes
is
sense.
no escaping the fact
Like
that
obviously
my
there's
every action
the
and word
the
will be
souls.
seen to
You know,
reflect
that's
on
like
the
been a
Yashiro
been a big
Commission
thing. I
and the
feel like so
Kamisato
far
clan.
in the story. Not like the visions. My bad.
I do so not
Yeah,
without
the vision.
reservation.
Probably the most important
so
thing I think I've
I hope that
I
you will
learned
treat
in
this
this
matter as
area.
confidential.
And that's also pretty big story-wise,
That aside,
Yeah.
because
as I'm sure
what
you're
is
aware,
our
I'm
ambition,
afraid that
even
I
though
won't always
we
be able to
don't
help
have
you
a
in such
vision?
circumstances.
Our ambition is to find the sibling.
I was gonna
and
say to find the
what-
brother or sister. Yeah.
And
Given your
every
position and
time
that of
we've
the
gotten
International
close,
Trade Association,
we've been
please
heartily
try to exercise more
turned
caution in
down.
the future.
Mhm.
You do not want to
We
incur
got to
further
see the sister, and
unnecessary
they're like,
losses.
"Don't get in my way," and then they teleport away.
Yeah.
We will. We certainly
You
will.
find Zhongli,
But,
who was there,
Are you sure
and
this isn't
you're like,
going to
"Can you
cause
please
any
tell me
issues
you owe us one?"
for you?
And he's like, "I cannot tell you. It is my
What if
contract."
someone high up in the Kanjo Commission sees what you're
Like-
doing and doesn't like it? You're a highly respected member of
Like,
society.
come on.
Surely
Every-
putting your neck on the
and,
line for small-timers like me
well,
can't be worth the
spoiler.
risk.
It keeps
Oh,
happening.
it is. Yeah, yeah.
Very humorous.
Very
But
humorous.
let's not forget that I am the eldest daughter of the Kamisato
Oh,
clan.
she's the eldest.
I
Oh,
would
who's
be
your
very
youngest daughter
surprised
then?
Indeed, if anybody in the Kanjo Commission felt that I was accountable to them for my actions.
Whoa, that sent shivers down Paimon's spine.
I think she might have a little
Does
sister.
everyone from a powerful clan
Oh, she has to
talk
have
like
a
that?
sister or brother, you know,
She's
someone
eldest
younger.
Crazy.
daughter.
I need to know the
But
exact time
daughter,
and location of the
not eldest
theft,
sibling.
and anything that stood
Yeah.
out about the perpetrator's appearance.
Maybe we're siblings to them.
Thank you so much. Let's see. It was
Oh,
2
no,
hours
there's
ago
another
now, over at the
Character that you'll meet later. Not during the Inazuma story
Everyone,
stuff, but like
please follow me to the scene of the crime. The investigation
she mentioned
starts
it earlier
there.
that her brother
Alright,
is
off we go.
away doing something.
Okay. All right. It is time for the next wheel.
Why in the world can't I use my
Ah, this is one I've been wanting to do for a while. Yay! Top 3 characters.
Okay,
All right.
before we start that, give me 1 second. I need to get a little drink.
Whoosh. No, the lag is really. All right.
Why in the world can't I use my permit?
Wait, what? Oh.
Proof of identification ready.
Oh, okay. Ba, 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 ba. Boom.
All right.
All right, so top 3 characters. Obviously, this is not like top 3. These are just 3 characters that we know would like to talk about. Of course.
Footprints.
Very
deep ones at that.
Let's see.
Towards the forest.
Presumably,
got-
the depth suggests that they were carrying
Let
something
me make a
heavy.
full list.
Let's see where they lead.
I know the first. I know one character I definitely could talk about for a while, but like, who are 2 other characters?
I could talk about obviously a couple. I'm gonna start out with. So, in general, I think like TV shows, good TV shows have really good, like obviously if the show's good, usually you like the characters, and if they make a great character, that's like it could potentially make the show really, really good. I know Walking Dead does this for me. Game of Thrones, of course, which we talked about. Better Call Saul. There of course there's animes too, like Code Geass. What's the main character's name?
Lelouch V. Britannia.
Yeah, like he is a fantastic character.
I was one of the characters I was going to talk about.
Yeah. But I guess we'll talk about him first since I brought him up. I may go into like some other characters, TV show characters, but so one of the things I liked about him is he's a character that starts out as pretty much an average Joe. Like he's no one, at least not really. Wait, am I getting this mixed up? He was he part of a big family actually?
Yeah, well, so we don't know it, but at first.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I was like trying to think.
All
I was
we
like,
know is that he's a kind of pompous private school kid.
yeah, so I felt like we were diving into the life of, you could even argue like a teenage, those teenage high school type of dramas, which obviously the show's not. But it's almost like a false, thing about like like you just assume this character.
Oh, a mask.
Thank you. Yes, a mask. And ironically, his character is symbolized, like his theme is pretty much a mask. Like he plays one character, or he portrays one character, but he is a completely different character, and he has to make the audience, it's not us, but like the people he's surrounding his life with, think he's one person, but in actuality, he's completely different. He has different goals and objectives, which makes him very interesting. But
no, I actually I wrote an essay about him in college. So one of the classes I took in college was monsters. Well, it was English and Literature 1102 was the name of the class. It was the second level of English literature, and the theme was monsters. And they wanted us to compare 2 monsters, and I'm like, that are kind of similar but have differences. And I chose Lelouch v. Britannia and Light Yagami.
Light
Both
as
of
in
them-
from Death Note.
Yes.
Okay.
So, both of them are schemers who try to manipulate things to get what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And both are quote-unquote monsters. Lelouch, near the end of the series, is seen as a monster by a lot of the people in the show.
The more the
Yeah.
merrier. First round's on me.
And at the end of then Light just is a monster throughout Death Note. But the thing is that Lelouch kind of is a monster throughout most of Code Geass.
Yeah.
Sending soldiers to their death, manipulating them. The thing is that he's portrayed kind of more like a hero.
Yeah.
But if you think about what everyone else sees of him, Britannia sees of him, what the Black Knights see of him after like the halfway point on season 2, like everyone sees him as this monster who's just trying to fight for political power.
Yeah.
But he's not a monster because the goal is specifically to make him a monster. Have everyone point all the guns at him. Everyone in the room is pointing their guns at him.
You think you can get your
And then
stuff
he
back with
removes
this
all the
bunch?
guns.
You must be dreaming.
Yeah.
Why, you better hope you have the courage of your convictions.
Honestly,
wouldn't
that's
I,
kind of
old
like
man?
what Daenerys was kind
Answer me
of
this.
hoping to do.
You're one of those Outlander
He
merchants,
broke
right?
the wheel.
You trade
Yeah.
association
If you think
types are
about it.
worms.
Like,
Coming over to our land, leeching off our
his
people.
whole point
Who's
was
gonna leap to your
the
defense,
cycle of
huh?
hatred. It never
Tell
ends.
me,
Whenever it
who's
doesn't
gonna
stop.
stick their neck out
So
for the
he
likes
gets
of you?
everyone in the world to be like, "Hey, look, I'm the scumbag. Everyone, look at me."
Yeah.
And
Because
now the
obviously,
symbol of hope beats him.
you know, like throughout the story, there are obvious protagonists. You know, like there are people that are just not good for this world, and he keeps fighting them over and over again, almost proving a point. But then
Look at that.
when there's no more,
response. You know
he
I'm
he
right.
knows what he has to do.
He has to
Face
step up and be the
This is
ultimate
Inazuma.
antagonist.
You've got no ties here.
Which I remember
You're at the
being
bottom of
real
the
mad
pile.
about the series at first
You
because
really
of that. Because
blame
I was
us
like,
for
what
walking
is this
all
guy
over you?
doing? Why is he treating his sister like, you know, because we know he loves his sister. And I just
You
didn't
are
see that coming.
despicable.
The ending's brilliant because of
Hey.
that.
I just had an idea.
There's a reason when
Since
people
you
say
came
it's
all this
one of the
way,
best endings
How
in
about we
anime.
do some
Yeah.
Full
business?
stop. Period. No questions.
Business.
And that's like one of those shows that I feel like characters exceed, that the storytelling is almost better than the characters because there's like a point to all of it, and he just happened to be the character to prove that point. If that makes any sense.
The story
Hey,
transcends the characters.
That's
You
it,
can
yes.
take your fabric
Which is
back.
pretty damn hard to do,
Sound good?
honestly.
If
You know,
ask
because
me,
usually you
yes.
care
It
about
beats
characters
walking
and you
outta
want
here
to
with
follow
black
their
eyes and a
journey.
broken
but-
nose.
That's what made, I think, the show so brilliant. Was that point, you know?
You're just a big bully.
So yeah, fantastic character.
I
And they had a lot of really good characters in that show too,
choice
but
do I have?
he just happens to arguably be the best just because of his art. And
Code Geass
Wait.
is just a whole cast of characters that are all fascinating.
yes,
Like
Mr.
Suzaku.
Kurisu, please
Suzaku
do not pay
Kururugi.
any money to this
which
man.
I think I liked him more personally. You know, I could relate to his best friend more.
Well, yeah,
I
because
trust you remember our
his
agreement.
So
If you
that's
keep your
both
lips
of their
firmly
goals were
sealed,
the
I
same.
too shall
They
uphold my
wanted
end
to
of the deal.
change the system, but
Oh,
Lelouch
yes,
was
of
trying to
course.
change it from without, while
Then please
Suzaku
stand
was
well
trying to
back
fix
where
it
it is
from
safe.
within.
Yes,
Now, it is time for me to honor
But
my
they
word.
both had the same idea in hand, but then and they both kind of did that. But I also feel like they both kind of failed.
Get down to business.
yes. Oh wait, let me fight them.
One could not change the system without
Whirling
the other,
snow.
which
Oh.
is also a really important life lesson.
Yeah. So, I feel like another character that kind of hits this thing, and I'm going to compare, there's two of them technically. They are both very similar in a lot of ways. It's just one was executed in the long run better than the other one. And that is Jaime Lannister and Suzaku. Am I right on that? From
Zuko.
Zuko, thank you. From Avatar. And I feel like they have both very, very similar ideals of like what their characters are supposed to be. They start out as villains, but then in the long run, they wind up not being a villain. They, you root for them. The downfall is Jaime Lannister actually was butchered at the end, which pissed me off. I think it pissed everyone off because he should have been that, Suzaku, you said? Zuko. Gee, I don't know why you say that. Oh shit, I wasn't paying attention.
Zuko's an easier name to say.
Well, it doesn't matter. I failed. You know me and my bad names. But yeah, Zuko was justified. Like, they did honor him in his character. Yeah.
Well, so the thing is, it was the build-up. With Zuko, you have the start. You see him as the villain. He is a villain. That's just the hands up. He is. You
said Zuko?
He is the very first antagonist.
Yeah, Zuko. Yes.
Please,
he is set up as the first
doing my
antagonist.
duty.
And
Miss Kamisato.
I almost called
Traveler.
him Lancelot.
Are you hurt?
Don't worry, we're fine.
Lannister.
Yeah,
Jaime.
while Jaime technically was never a villain, you just saw him.
Say Zuko. You can't say Zuko. I can't say Jaime.
They didn't have time to take anything with them.
He does introduce himself as kind of an antagonist when he attacks.
He is an antagonist,
Ned
correct?
Stark, when he attacks Ned Stark in the square.
But it's interesting because from Jaime's point of view, he is not a villain. He may be doing the hard decisions, but he's trying to do justice to his family. It just happens to be opposite of the Starks,
You'd best do a count.
And he's always stood true to his character,
10. Yep.
at least earlier on seasons, and how they were building him up. Because even, like when he admits in season 3, everyone's like, "Oh, I don't like Jaime," and then he reveals his true motive, his true self of like, he basically was a hero in King's Landing, but he had to kill the king, which was a dishonor. He broke his oath as a king's guard. And he had that dilemma, and it's like a realistic thing. Like, who should he do the right thing and let the king blow up the place, or should he kill the king? It's a really interesting dilemma, a gray area, I guess you could call it. But Jaime's always been Jaime, and I felt like you get to see more and more of who he was, and you could tell that like Cersei was actually like almost like a bad seed in him, a bad habit. But he was always loyal to her. You could argue, he threw that at Ned, that Ned was dishonorable, which is funny just because obviously we know that Ned wasn't dishonorable, but in the eyes of everyone, Ned was. So
well, that's the same thing for Zuko.
Don't get us wrong,
Zuko
though.
was
That's not the
dishonored
reason we helped you
by
out.
his father.
Even if it were just a few carrots
And
or cabbages,
he was fighting to
chances are
regain
we
it. And
still
while
would have
he was
helped
in
you get them
exile, we
out.
get to see him at his lowest point. Not just we get to see him, we
Kinda
learn his
thinks we're
backstory
pretty
and that he
lucky.
dishonored
If
his
we
father
arrived
by
any
speaking up in the
later,
council.
our
And being like,
chances
"Yo,
of
you
getting
can't just
stuck
kill
in
our people
Inazuma
like that.
would have been
They are
zero."
hopeful and trust us to do the right
I
thing."
honestly can't thank you all enough.
exactly.
Which I'm like, so he's always been a good person at heart, and we
Please,
get to see that.
say no more.
Jaime,
You need silk?
we
I'll
kind of
pick
get
out
to
a
see
piece
that
for
as
you
well
right
when he's
away.
talking with Brienne, and he really opens up about himself.
Yeah.
And then also we get to
Thank
see
you,
more
good
about
sir.
Zuko and Zuko
How
alone.
much do
we
I
get
owe
to
you?
see him like break down these walls and the pillars that have
Oh, it's free of
Tell
charge.
who he
his
was.
faith
Yeah.
I
and his
never ask you to
ideas
pay after
of who he
everything
was.
you've done for me.
And like, remember, every single time Azula comes out,
No,
even
no,
though he
that will
has
never
his
do.
mantra of Azula
Things
always
cost what
lies,
they
Azula
cost,
always
and what
lies.
they cost is what I
Almost
shall pay.
every time Azula comes back to Zuko and says,
Merchants already
"Hey,
have enough
I
challenges
have
to deal with.
a silver
And
plate
as
here,
Paimon
saying
explained,
here you
my
can
help
come
was
back
unconditional.
and trust." He goes
Please,
for it almost
sell your wares to me
immediately.
at the price you would sell them to any other
Both
customer.
times. The first and the third time.
There is nothing to feel
The first
distressed
time
about,
was near, I
because
want to say near
nothing,
the beginning
I
of season
repeat,
2 when he's with
nothing happened
Iroh.
here in these woods
They were
today.
about to get on the
Did
ship,
it?
and then that one fucking
Thank
idiot
you,
sailor
I
said,
don't think I could ever
"We're
repay
taking
you.
the prisoners home."
You have helped me greatly, and I will never forget it.
Also, it's funny because you bring up Iroh. Iroh was like a great counterpart to like show basically Zuko the way.
The father figure that he needed.
Exactly. Well, you could argue Jamie, you know, almost redeemable, aside that like you get to see a good side of him was through Tyrion, you know,
and through Brienne, honestly,
and Brienne, both. I think that was both, because like earlier on I remember like, oh, he really does care about his brother Tyrion. Wait, he is a family man, you know, or you could argue has loyalty. So it's interesting.
Here's how I kind of see it.
I'm afraid we must part ways. I must
when
get
you're
these goods
growing
back
up,
to the
you
association.
need somebody to guide
If you ever
because
need anything at
you can't
all,
just
go
grow
to the
into
International
person
Trade
that you need to be.
Association
You
and
need to be
ask
able
for
to be
Kurisu.
guided. And so for
Very
Zuko,
well.
he's growing up. He
you for the silk,
needs
Mr.
that father
Kurisu.
figure in Iroh. He
Yeah.
needs somebody to steer him in the right direction.
Exactly.
But Jamie is already a grown man. And there's a saying that I use a lot, and I actually kind of keep to it.
Traveler,
A sword in
stepping
a
in to help
barrel
out.
with dull swords will do nothing but be dull. But a sword that remains in a barrel with sharp swords will be able to remain sharp longer.
Right.
Maybe
Basically saying you want to surround yourself with people that better yourself, that are instead of don't lower yourself
I'm
to
glad
be
they
with
didn't
people that are
recognize me.
not up to where
The
you
fewer
are.
people who know what happened
You should
today,
always be
the
trying
better.
to better yourself and be around like-minded people.
It's not every
Yeah.
day an
Now, that
important
might
person like
be
you
backfire
helps out
because, like,
someone
okay,
like
MAGA,
Kurisu.
but
It really shows what a great person you are.
to make America great again, people. But
Oh, your
it's
praise
really
is
true.
quite
So,
unwarranted.
in my mind,
I
when I
merely
think
did
about
what
Jaime
anyone in my
Lannister,
position would have done.
he needed to have a sharp sword to sharpen himself. When he's with Tywin and when he's with Cersei,
I admit that it
he's
did
being
feel strange for
dulled
me to come to his
because
aid.
they are
But
not
this should
good
have
for
nothing
him.
to do with identity
Right.
or social
But
class.
when he's with Tyrion
As far as I'm
and when he's
concerned,
with Brienne,
it was
he's
one
the best of
individual
what he
helping
can
another
be
in need.
Absolutely.
as a person. Maybe not as a knight, but as a person for sure.
And it's sad too, because like obviously you kind of get this in the show that, you know, he starts not liking his sister. In the books it's clear that he starts hating her sister, and you know, he's only slept with her, you know, in the books. Flash slow, I guess you could argue, until the final season. And when he finds out that she basically was sleeping, of course there's the king, like she had to marry the king, you know, King Robert, but he didn't realize she was sleeping around constantly. And that does something to him. Like, you know, he's like, how could I basically be loyal to someone who is not loyal back to me?
Not to mention, also, he's breaking another part of the Kingsguard oath by sleeping with someone.
Exactly. So it's a very interesting dilemma that they really didn't, I feel like, explore in the show.
Is that a thing in the
encounter
Kingsguard
such
that you can't
obstacles
sleep
in their
with people?
livelihoods.
Oh, and Kingsguard, you can't marry.
Like, you can't marry.
You
but
could,
still...
you could arguably sleep with somebody, but you're definitely not allowed to marry.
Yeah, I was like thinking about it, I'm like, wait, does it really call for them to be chaste? I don't remember that as being
or
a thing.
maybe you could marry, but you can't. Basically, if you give up all your titles. So, you know, Jamie was supposed to be heir to Tywin, and
became a Kingsguard.
He became a Kingsguard because of somebody. Actually, Robert made him Kingsguard, and he did that to piss off Tywin, I think, if I'm correct. So
No. He was a Kingsguard to the Mad King. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to get close and kill him.
No, that's what I said. He was appointed by. Oh, you're right.
No, you know what?
No, it was the Mad King. It was the Mad King who did it.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
He was appointed by the Mad King to piss off Tywin. It's like,
And-
yeah, you're one and only male heir. Yeah, he's gonna be a Kingsguard, which means he can't be your heir.
Yeah, and I remember that. That's why Tyrion was like amazing. I'm sorry, not Tyrion. I'm sorry. Tywin was amazing at being like the hand of the king, because he was the hand of the king to Mad King. And he quit after that. Like, he was furious, I think, by that, because it was pretty much a slap in the face. You know, you pretty much just destroyed my house. Interesting downfalls to the Mad King. You know, the layers of Mad King's decision making affected a lot of things.
Sorry, I'm getting.
But yeah, you know, it's like unfortunate because I feel like Jamie could have been one of the best arcs ever, which I'm glad that we have Zuko, who has a very similar arc, but we got to see
The
his
correct
conclusion.
payoff.
Exactly. Because Jamie's correct payoff, I felt like should have been either A, killing his sister, or at least ignoring her, letting her die on herself.
Letting her go.
Yes. And I feel like that was supposed to be the point of it, not bad habits kill you. It's like a depressing message, like his story ending in the show.
Well, it's all part of Dave and Dan trying to be like, well, we can't let them guess what's gonna happen.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I would never have guessed that a rock would kill him.
Yeah, we never would have guessed that he would have gone back to.
Oh my god, it's so dumb. Yeah, payoffs.
Super dumb.
It's important to do payoffs. We talk about these two, like a couple of characters that have great payoffs, but they also serve the better purpose of the story. And that's so important. If you don't reward people who invest in your story, and just throw a monkey wrench that doesn't make any sense. Like, obviously that's just bad storytelling, and it's depressing, for people who have invested into it because they just felt like they got punched in the face.
And let's also not forget that this is just something else about Game of Thrones that bugged me. They said, even in House of the Dragon, they said that all of Westeros would need to come together in order to face death. And then it's just like, yeah, not really. Like, they didn't get the people from the Red Keep.
I was actually
gonna do it with it.
I'm like, I was so torn on that line because I was like, I'm so happy with that line because that makes so much sense. But we know the payoff was garbage. That, like you said, yeah. I mean, no one could have done anything, because according to this, Arya pretty much saved the day. No prophecy, no nothing. Frustrating. But I know they did that for like the book people because obviously the book is going to be different and they're trying to keep true to the freaking books.
Well, honestly, we don't even know if that's how George R. R. Martin's going to have it end.
Oh, we don't. But it's not probably going to end how it ended in the show. We're pretty sure about that.
No, I'm pretty sure that's going to end with Jon on the throne with Bran as his Master of Whispers.
I actually think that there's a chance that Bran does win. Let me rephrase that. That Bran does make the Iron Throne. But I don't think it's going to end up how it ended up. I think there's going to be so much more layers to it. Because I guarantee that, Dan and Dave were like, so how does it end? And he's like, Bran's on the throne. And they're like, how do we do that? Oh, we got an idea. And they do that. They made whatever the heck happen. Now, also, George Martin may change it, if that was actually the end game goal. But I don't think he said he was going to change it. It's going to be different on how everything got to that point. The end game happens.
But anyways, I love the points that they have. They each have moments of when they go back to their bad parts.
Yes.
Where Zuko goes back to the Fire Nation, where Jaime comes back to being in the King's Guard. And then he just sees that everything feels wrong.
Yeah, see, imagine if like Jaime walked up to Cersei and he was having those torn feelings, because it makes sense. It's almost like a drug addiction. No, Cersei, he knows this, and then he just stabs her. Like everyone would have been like, "Oh my god, this is the payoff we were wanting."
Exactly. That's all.
Whether he dies or not after it is different, but because it could have still happened. But that payoff, oh my god,
it was the payoff that he mentally was able to do it.
Exactly.
He was able to get over the hurdle.
And the irony of him killing another king or queen, I guess in this case.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense that they couldn't do it. That's too predictable.
Whatever. Fuck you. No, but Jaime had the moment that Zuko had that was so powerful.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? The scene on the beach where they were kind of just chipping.
I was thinking that. I was like, I remember a scene at the beach.
I'm angry at myself. Jaime realizes that he's the problem,
apart from the silk,
or at least he's the only one that can fix himself.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to go and take stock of our materials. It won't take me a moment. I'll be right back.
Fix things.
Yeah.
That moment when he realizes Cersei's not gonna send anyone to go help fight against death.
Nothing else is missing.
Which, by the way, is the dumbest decision of all fucking time.
I've been meaning to acquire a new
Honestly,
outfit for
you know what would have happened if Jaime really did go to the north to help? there would have been some men that would have left with him. There's no way not a single person would follow James.
So here's the thing. For one, I think you're absolutely right. But two, this is like something that they lacked in.
People saw the white. Like, first off, that was the dumbest idea ever to bring a white to Cersei. That was the fucking stupidest idea.
Oh, absolutely.
I wasn't sure how you'd feel
But,
about the idea of dressing
hear
in
me out.
Inazuma attire.
Every single person that saw that was
Are you
working
sure?
as part of the knights there, should have followed him. They know what
Is
they're
that
up against.
so?
They should have gone. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck what anyone else says.
But also,
Please
you have to
don't.
consider, like, I think this is like one of the things that I was like most, I was like internally annoyed with, and the more I thought about it, the more annoyed I got. So it's a hard thing for people to become a king or queen, and when people do, there's always backstabbing and deceitfulness. But when Cersei somehow becomes queen, no one questions it. First queen. This is like the first queen in Westeros, which people hate. How the heck did that even happen? Like, it doesn't make any sense if you actually think about it.
What Rhaenyra said in House of the Dragon, this most recent episode.
Yes, exactly. This is exactly.
People would rather put the kingdom to the torch than have a queen on the throne.
It's funny because I feel like there's like little backstabs to the show through House of the Dragons, like unintentional, intentional. They're like, yeah, these were all the issues that would never really
Should never have been a thing.
exactly, and these are why. You know, and it's frustrating because I think House of the Dragons is doing a really good job in the first couple of episodes, and I think it's probably going to continue to be pretty good. You know, probably a good season, and you just see all the
I just
issues
hope that it's good enough to wash out the bad taste of season 8 and 7.
Yeah. I'm curious on what they're gonna do with the Jon Snow stuff.
Fine.
Uh,
Say what?
I'm curious on what they're going to do with the Jon Snow stuff, because Jon Snow's
that
making
one
a
got
sequel, and I am hoping he's going to try to fix the chaos that happened at the end.
Didn't
Like,
that get canceled?
I don't think so, unless that was in the last like 2 days.
Oh no, it wasn't.
No,
like there was like 7 or 13.
Yeah, no,
planned,
there
but
was.
they cut it down to like 4 or 5.
They had like the Brand the Builder. I think there was like a thing about the White Walkers and possibly him. Like this was like way before Aegon came, and that got canceled. They spent like $35 million on the pilot, and it failed miserably, I guess. I wish I had 35 million.
Also, did you hear about? I think I might have mentioned this to you. How Rings of Power does will determine all future content
Yes.
for Amazon Prime.
Yeah, which is depressing. This is cool. My brother, Isengrim, got a package in the mail, and it had the packaging, the box had Ring of Powers. So I think they're really pushing the advertisements of it.
Like,
and it makes sense
Amazon
from what you
has the
said.
money.
Yes, absolutely. They better make their money back.
They spent $100 million
people
on the
in
first half
other
of the
nations
season.
dress?
They have to make the money back, and it has to do well.
They
Yep.
sure do. Each nation
So
has
very
its
interesting.
own
I'm
unique
When
style.
tackling a project like Lord of the Rings, they have to.
Fancy schmancy,
Now, one of the characters I
casual,
wanted to bring up,
all
like, as much as I
very
can talk about
different,
Zuko
but
and
each
Jaime
style
and
is suited
Game
to its
of Thrones
region.
and that forever.
Huh?
Since
The
we went through
study
your
of
list.
clothing is a profound
The who?
discipline.
Well,
and I
I'll
still
let,
have
I'll
much
let
to learn.
it slide. I'll say Susaku was one of mine. But
Yeah.
the character I want to talk about.
When clothing
is
becomes
Okabe
part of the
Rintaro.
expression of one's personality,
Who?
even an
Did
extension
you
of
ever
one's
get to
body,
get around to watching
that is
Steins
quite a
Gate?
wonderful thing.
No. Not
So
yet.
I'm not against dressing up. Far from it.
Shit.
There's a character in that anime that you really do like. Good to
Paimon,
know.
You're so adorable that you could
Yeah, I
wear
wanted to bring up
anything
a-
and it would look lovely on you.
No, that makes sense because, like, obviously, when we talk about these characters, we're going to go through the evolution that ends up in a spoiler, because there's a reason why a character is good. It's the whole story, their whole arc.
Sorry
A lot
to
of the
keep you
times,
waiting. I've checked
like if you
my
get half their arc, you're like, yeah, I guess that's good.
Thank you.
There's a reason why.
Is there
Yeah,
anything else you're missing?
Um,
Unfortunately
I
not. I have
my
all
way
the
of
materials I need.
saying it without
As for
spoils.
the
Okay.
size, would you like me to go by
Okabe
the
is a
dimensions given
character
on the
who
design?
acts relentlessly
Yes, please.
positive because he's in a very
Understood.
depressing
I'll get to work
situation.
shortly.
Okay.
In total,
Things
that'll
should
be
not be going
this
well for
much.
them, and so
Here you
he
go.
has to act
Is it
the
possible to
positive
treat this as an
optimist.
urgent order?
Otherwise,
Well,
everything else
luckily,
falls apart
we don't have
around
any
them.
other urgents at
Okay.
the
In a
moment,
small
so I
group.
can begin work right away.
Um,
It'll still
I've
take
always
me some time,
am
though,
attracted
so
to people
please
who
come and collect
try
it
to do the
later.
right thing, try to be positive in a situation. Because I guess you could do the right thing and be negative, but
Until then, I'm sure
I'm
you'll find
attracted to
somewhere
characters
nearby
like
to pass
that.
the time.
and
Idea.
through
Let's check
the
out the whole area.
and
We don't
he
want to leave any
abuses
loose
the
ends.
power that he discovers.
There will be no loose ends
And
while you're in my
it
company.
changes
I already decided
everything
where to go
in
while
a
we
really
wait.
bad way.
For our next stop,
Yeah,
I'd like to
And
take
he
you both for a
realizes that
meal.
things are going really bad.
Food? Oh,
And
Paimon likes this plan.
And along the
I
way,
picked the venue especially for you.
the
A humble
world
local eatery
and
called
everything
Kiminami
around
Restaurant.
him
I thought that the
breaks
relaxed
him,
atmosphere
and the
there
one
would suit our
thing
day
that he
much
was
better
kind of
than
holding
the
on to
prohibitively
as his,
formal
like,
one of a
lightning
high-end
rod, as his
restaurant.
one thing that was a pillar of goodness
Shall we
that
head
was
off?
just always there.
uh-huh.
Yep. Paimon can't wait.
And how he breaks is the most depressing thing in anime. One of the most depressing things in anime, because, like I said, this is a character who's always shown to be outwardly optimistic, always trying to, like, hold the torch for everyone else. Like, everyone else is behind him saying, we can't do this, and he's the one holding the torch, marching forward, saying, we got this, we can do this. And just to see him a broken shell of a man.
Right.
And all of the people see him as
Benny's
this,
Adventure Team,
and it's like,
assemble!
what the fuck happened? And it's degrading, but it also, like, it just shows what kind of person it's so good. I don't want to spoil anything about that show. Because the whole show is a show of reveals and everything.
Right. That makes sense.
So it's so hard to talk about it without spoils.
If you ever want to trade
But-
tactics, I'm always ready.
Easily one of my favorite characters that I've ever gotten to read, favorite character I've ever gotten to play as in the light novels. The light novels are very interesting. My favorite characters I've gotten to experience in an anime. And then there's a movie on Steins Gate that's like just a little sequel to it, which just breaks my heart because it's the perfect summation adding to that. I haven't gotten to watch Steins Gate Zero. I really want to. So what's really interesting about Steins Gate Zero is it is a sequel and yet not a sequel.
Yeah.
Are we here?
It
Ooh,
happens
it's one of those street
inside of the
places.
first season.
Looks cute and cozy.
I'm sure that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Kiminami.
But
How do you do?
once you've watched the show's first season and then you watch Steins Gate
Miss
Zero,
Kamisato.
it makes
Perfect
perfect
timing.
sense.
Your booking was
Steins Gate
for...
is easily a
well,
perfect
right now.
10 out of 10 show. No questions in my mind about that.
I believe so.
And Steins Gate Zero
We'll be sticking
doesn't
to the order I
detract from
placed
that
in
at all.
advance.
It only adds.
As for the other matter we
Yeah, it's always
discussed,
good when you
thank you for your help.
have a show like that. You know, like there's
I think the
Samurai
only problem-
X to Rurouni Kenshin. You know, and that technically adds to it, even though it was made later. Wait, actually, was X made later? I feel like it was. I thought it was.
But I
Yeah.
think the only problem I have
Excellent.
with it
No
is
problem.
just that
And everything you
the
asked for is ready
only
and waiting.
problem I have is that there's not as much stakes. You
Traveler,
don't feel the
tiny
stakes
customer.
as much.
Please wait here.
Yeah,
for
that
me
is
while I prepare your
can be
food.
an important thing.
But
Go
the
ahead
thing
and
that
take a
is
seat.
important about it
There's something I
is
need
that
to take care
it
of,
absolutely
but I'll be back
enhances
momentarily.
the first season. Because there's a moment
It's nothing
near
of
the
that
end of the
sort.
first season
Right.
that
I just
is
have a few
that,
minor things
like,
I need to attend
I already
to.
talked about him
I
being
won't
at
be
his
long.
lowest point and breaking. He gets to a lower point. Like, you think you can't go any lower, and then the floor collapses beneath you, and then there's another 100 layers of hell.
She sure left in a hurry.
And
Whatever it is, it must be
the
pretty
most
So
heart-wrenching
you two are Miss
thing.
Kamisato's friends?
Gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching, just soul-rending
Well, we
experience.
serve all the classics.
No!
Sure, there are fancier looking places
What?
out there. But here speaks for itself. Hope you enjoy it.
Oh my God. It's so devastating. But
Over the years we've been in business, we've gotten to know the Kamisato clan quite well. Miss
The
Kamisato
fire
and her
is
brother are both
reignited.
fond of our food.
Mhm.
They're always sending staff down here to order something and take it back to
And
them.
it's such a good character moment. But then,
table's
once you
looking
watch
surprised me.
Steins Gate Zero,
Not least because
it
it's a group
enhances that
reservation.
moment even
This
further.
is the first time I've ever heard of Miss Kamisato going out for dinner with friends.
That's good.
It's
The first time ever? Oh,
I don't like
guess
to
that
use the
makes
word
us
mind
pretty important
because
people, huh?
Well, there
There's
can be
a
my
lot-
like if you're like
Probably
just not
crossing the line
expecting
here,
it,
but
and it makes
I'm
so
just
much
telling you
sense.
what
That's
others have told
sometimes
me.
there's a
my-
difference between
Apparently, Miss
surprising and
Kamisato
mind
doesn't have a lot of friends.
Like, because surprising is still like, oh, but that was within expectations.
that really surprised
Steins
me.
Gate-
This is dialogue.
How is that
Sorry.
possible?
Because it's
She's
like,
so
you
kind and
cannot
polite to
fathom
everyone.
how good
I
it
would have
is.
thought that
It's
would make
like,
her really
what?
popular.
That was. Ah!
That's what I used to think too.
It's so
But it
hard
turns
to
out the rules
explain
of
with
social
words
interaction are
why
a bit more
everything
complicated than
works
that.
so good. It's like every piece.
Nobody in the
It's like
neighborhood
you've
has a
been
bad
working on
word to say
multiple
about her.
different puzzles,
They all
and then
say
all of a
she's
sudden
beautiful, elegant,
it just
graceful.
clicks, and you put
Not
it
to
all
mention
together,
that she
and
belongs
it's
to one of
there.
the most illustrious clans in the land.
There are no edge pieces.
In short,
it's just.
I see her as a model young lady.
Oh,
But that's just it. People look at her
It's
and they
so
see a
good.
model of perfection.
it's so good.
And I don't feel like that's something they can relate to.
It's easily
So the
my
majority of kids from our
favorite anime
ordinary
of all
families
time.
don't even try to
I
talk to her.
love Code Geass, and it will always be in my top 3
So you
favorite
see,
animes of all time.
On paper,
But
she sounds
Steins
like a girl
Gate will
everyone would want
always
to get
be
to know.
number 1.
But in practice, she
There
finds it difficult to make
can
friends.
never be another one in that top spot
Right.
because of how much that show resonates
never
with
would
me
have
as a person, but also just how
We don't speak all that
again
much, but we do go quite a
mind-blowingly
way
good
back.
the show
I've
is.
always admired her
Right.
for taking on so many responsibilities at such a young
And
age.
it doesn't need a freaking 1,000
So
episodes
it
to
makes
do
me
it.
really happy to see her making friends today.
Does it in less than 50.
Some of the
Anyway,
best are like that.
relax. Enjoy your meal.
I know, but
And
people are.
please,
when people
talk to
say
her as much as
One
possible.
Piece is the best
I know
anime of
she'll
all time,
appreciate
and
it.
I'm like, no, get the fuck out.
I mean, it could be, but I
Tell
don't know.
Tell your story in
Consider it
50
a favor
episodes
for
or
the whole
less.
neighborhood.
I'm like
after her
Saitama
breath.
when Genos was trying to sell his entire life story. 20 words or less. That's what I feel like. It's like One Piece might be a good show, but there's no
I'm
way
so
you
sorry,
can say
Traveler.
it's the best anime of all time. Because
Yeah.
Join me over there for a
it's
minute.
too long to the point where
I
that
need your
some
help
of the
with
old
something.
episodes will not be at the same quality. Whereas Steins Gate is a consistent quality from beginning
sorry.
to end.
I didn't
The
want to drive
same
you away all of a
atmosphere,
sudden.
the same feel, everything of the
just
show
had a cooking
feels
catastrophe.
Right.
So that loud noise we heard came from the cooking.
I
pot.
typically like characters that sometimes are like side characters. So like basically not the main character. So Jamie is, you could argue, is like a main character, but like characters like Davos. You know, Davos wasn't like super big. He's a character. You could argue he's a side main character, but like, like characters like that, I tend to, I want to see how far they could go before they either get fired or killed off or something like that. So sometimes I root for like characters like that. And another character in The Walking Dead has a huge cast, and obviously that show's known for killing off their characters. But there was one character that I've been rooting for, just not in the show, but in the comic book, that I just I loved. And I don't. You said you haven't seen like really Walking Dead or anything, huh?
No, it's not something I've really been that interested in.
Yeah. So I remember like the first earlier on seasons, they had like the typical love triangle, and I was like, it's okay. And I got in my head, I'm like, well, these characters are going to survive no matter what. Basically, Rick, the main character, you can't kill him off because he's the main character, and he has a wife and he has a kid. So those are all three safe. So everyone else is free game. which the show has changed that up, and they like have killed off characters I was not expecting. And I think that's like a neat thing in a show when, you know, you just, in a survival horror, it's a survival horror. Like, not everyone should be safe. Actually, probably no one should be safe. Maybe the main character, but other than that, but they introduced
like, you have problems with the people from Lord of the Rings surviving, but you don't have a problem with Glenn surviving. That one scene where he was piled on by zombies and he somehow got out alive.
No, that made me mad. No, I was gonna say. So you know, as the seasons got later, more and more, and they started, you know, making the cast even bigger. I'm like, some of these characters are freaking becoming immortal, and I wanted them to kill off like a major character, like a big character. And then, of course, that was one of the scenes. People were so mad. They're like, "Oh my god, he better live!" And I'm like, I hope he dies. And that's not saying that I hate Glenn, because I freaking love Glenn. He was probably one of my favorite characters. But I'm like,
a moment that you just shouldn't survive.
Exactly. And it made sense for his arc, and like they go on that particular scene, but I was a little disappointed when I found out he lived. So I was like, okay, I guess they're not going to kill off main characters. Obviously, that changed the next couple of episodes. So they decided to kill off 2 big characters, like 2 really popular characters, and introduce somebody big.
Okay, but also at that point, who cares? Because like contracts are up. Like, the surprising thing is to kill off a main character mid-season, because that way, like, an actor or actress that you have a contract with, like, they only had, like, you assume that when you have a contract with a main character, like, they're gonna be there till the end of the season.
Yes. No, by the way, that's also why I wanted him to actually die. It would have been no sense. Like, it was like the 3rd episode, you know, like, it's unpredictable, and I thought it would have been genius. So no, I completely agree with what you're saying. But anyways, there's another character that they introduced. His name was Eugene, and he's like a nerd. You know, he's like somebody who's really, really smart. And of course, someone who's really smart knows how to manipulate people and make sure he lives and no one else does. And that's pretty much how he played his character earlier on in the series. Which I found that fascinating. Also, he had like a mullet, which was like ugly as hell, and he talked like a Texan, I think. I was very intrigued by this character and his evolution throughout the whole show. Like I said, because he's like an underdog too. I feel like, you know, he's not like a big character like Rick or anything. He's technically a side character. I rooted for him, and I loved his journey on how he became a better person, basically from manipulating people and trying to be a coward to being someone who's really, really big in the community, who means a lot, which actually scared me, because I was like, if they're making him this big, they're going to kill him off.
Going from somebody that just manipulated people to make sure they survive.
Exactly.
Being a leader.
Yes. And I love that. Like the comic books did it really well. It's interesting how they changed things up a little bit on the show with his actor, or, you know, how his journey is. But I feel like it's coming around to that same conclusion. And to see his end of his journey in the comic book was a really nice thing. It was just one of those things that just made me feel really good. So that's, you know, like I said, it's not like a big character, you know, but I just root for characters like that sometimes. And I think that's important, like, because there's a lot of shows. I mean, Code Geass has characters like that, you know, there's a side character that you want to root for. Sometimes they just don't make it, you know. But when they do, it's exciting. And it's not like putting armor plot on them too. That's a completely different story, you know, like when it makes sense that they would survive in a situation all the way to the end, you know, you kind of like commend them for that. So.
As you can see, this house is right next to the restaurant.
What?
It's where the owner lives.
But they have a lot of flashbacks.
This whole compound is the family's private property.
Been killed.
I asked Miss
That's interesting,
to
yeah.
prepare some ingredients and utensils for me, so that I could cook a special dish
which
here.
It's not in the manga or in the game. The reason it's there is so that they can credit those people for those episodes.
Interesting.
So that way, on IMDb, it doesn't reveal how long those characters are in the show.
Order it from the menu.
So that's pretty smart. I love like little
details,
tricks to not spoiling the audience.
Because if you look at IMDb for a show
Actually,
where, like,
I
oh yeah,
wanted to
every
cook
episode
something
there's
as
going
a
to be at
gift
least
for
1 or 2
Tsubaki.
dead characters, then you're going to be like, well, okay, so then I can just look and see
My
how many
mother
episodes
mentioned
they're
her
in.
notebook
And
Exactly.
that's how
Tsubaki
long they
enjoys
died.
food
And it's
from
like,
all over the
wait,
world.
they're in almost every episode? How is that possible? Because they had flashbacks.
Breaking Bad did something really interesting at the end of, because they had a season, they ended the show. On the last couple of episodes, they didn't have a trailer, for the next episode because, well, that would spoil possibly something. So they had a picture of something, and then they would have like a voiceover, like, like maybe let's say they had a car, and someone was like, I was in a wreck, and blah 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 blah, and that dialogue was like from something completely not related to this, and it's like a trick. I thought it was a genius marketing strategy to not spoil people, but to get people possibly thinking. And that reminds me of that, like I think it's smart when like people like try to think outside of the box to not spoil the huge audience. This is tricky, especially nowadays.
So I thought, if I'm going to meet Tsubaki, perhaps a dish from overseas would make a fitting gift.
We need to watch
A
that.
dish
at
from
some point.
overseas?
Like Rappa?
So anything from outside
Well,
Inazuma
we
counts,
could
right?
do that, but Steins Gate.
I mean
God,
that's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I
So,
feel like you and
then
me
we've
could
got
talk about
lots of
Steins
options,
Gate
don't
almost
we?
as long as we could talk about Game of Thrones. It's
Hey, don't make this weird.
I will make it weird.
Can I leave you to finish this task then? Just great. But what kind of overseas dish would make a suitable gift? It needs to survive.
I'll probably end the stream here. After this little cutscene happens.
Oh, Paimon knows. There's
It is
one
getting
dish out there
light.
that was practically created for this
yeah,
purpose.
there's a little bit.
Pizza.
But yeah, definitely the wheel. I love the wheel. And we could add to it, take stuff away, especially if we like exhausted one of the things.
It's an assortment of toppings and sauce.
Oh yeah,
Spread over
a little
bread
bit back.
base and
Circle
cooked
back
in the
around to
oven.
Zuko.
And
Yeah.
it's so
Have you read
good.
the comic books?
No, I have not.
Does sound pretty good.
I don't know if I knew there was comic book. I probably
yeah.
should have known it, but yeah.
And I have all of them. So Zuko's only in 3 of them. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 of them. And they're in this order: The Promise, The Search, Smoke and Mirrors, The Rift, North and South, and
Is the
Imbalance.
pizza ready?
I don't remember what's an Imbalance. I might need to reread that one. But no, I remember now. Never mind. It's fine. But Zuko is only in the first 3.
It's
Okay.
ready.
The Promise, The Search, and Smoke and Mirrors.
It smells delicious.
The Promise
You're an excellent
is a
cook,
promise
traveler.
that Zuko and I have. I'm
I
not.
would
I'm
love
not
to
gonna
be
worry
able
about
to
spoilers
master
for this, I don't
dishes
care.
from all over the
It's a
world.
comic book that you may or may not read ever.
It's fine.
But
Well,
so the
all you
promise,
need to learn is a
Zuko
recipe.
and
We can bring
goes
you
to
some more
Aang and says, "I
recipes
need you to
in the
make me
future
a
if you
promise.
like.
If I ever start
Great.
becoming like my father,
I look
I
forward
want
to
you
learning
end
from your
it.
culinary expertise.
I don't want to become like my father."
Makes sense.
How are you all doing?
But also, it's because they both know the shared
Whoa.
history of
Is
Roku
this-
and Sozin.
Miss Kamisato, this
where
must be the
they
dish you were talking
good
about.
friends, and Roku
Yes, an
didn't
overseas
stop
dish cooked by the
Sozin
traveler.
in the show.
Could I trouble you to
Sozin,
package it
whatever.
for me?
And
Sure, no problem.
because he didn't kill his friend,
Oh, it
the
smells
entire
good.
world fell into an
I
100-year
bet
war.
it tastes amazing.
Right.
Zuko's like, we're
Do
not
I
letting
really
that
want
happen
to put
again.
something like this on our menu?
And what happens is Zuko goes
Want us to
to
teach
what?
you how to make
Have
it?
you watched Legend of Korra?
Yes.
Oh,
Basically
you?
the place that becomes
The
Republic
most
City.
satisfying
He
meals
goes there.
are
It's
the
the
ones you
very
share with
first
other
Fire Nation
people.
colony that was
So
ever made.
Paimon thinks
Okay.
that our friends in Mondstadt
And
wouldn't mind us
That
sharing
means
this
that
dish
it's
with
been there for
Inazuma.
100 years.
Really?
And at that point, like,
That's great.
families
I've
have
always
been
wanted
made.
to learn how to cook some
Families between
international
Fire
dishes.
Nation and Earth Nation.
If you can
So,
write
like,
down a recipe for
they
me,
have
I'll
kids
add it to our menu and put a
that are
promotion
half
where
Fire Nation,
everyone
half
will see it.
Earthbender, or half Earth.
Oh, that's cool.
Since we've become a closed
And
nation,
so Zuko sees all
people
this,
haven't
and he's
had
like,
the chance to try anything new.
so basically,
Traveler,
the Earth King was
you're
putting
the
out an
best.
edict that all Fire
I'll go
Nation
pack up this
people
dish for Miss
have to
Kamisato.
leave the colony.
Please, make
Everyone
your way back
that's
to the
Fire Nation has
restaurant
to
whenever you're
Huh.
ready. The food will be waiting for you.
So he because they're trying to bring balance back to the world and say that the nations need to be separate
You could have
again.
sold that recipe for a high price.
But like
But
he's
you
in this
selflessly
town and
gave
he
it away
sees the
for
lives people
free.
have made, and he's like, I can't break this up. This
You're
is
a wonderful person.
inhumane to rip families apart
I
like
mean
that.
it. I admire you
Right.
a lot. And I'm so proud to be
And
friends
he put his
with
foot
someone
down and
of
said, I'm
such
sorry,
fine
Earth
character.
King, but I can't let you separate these people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well,
And so
you
people,
should probably
of
write
course,
down
the
the
Earth
recipe
King thinks,
now,
oh no, Zuko's becoming like his father.
Yeah,
And
let's
so
make sure we include
Zuko
all the
and
details
Aang have a
and then give it to Miss
confrontation.
Kiminami.
Uh-huh.
And Roku
Pizza.
intervenes
Start with the
on
basic ingredients.
to Aang and is like, yo, dude, he's
Uh,
not
seriously?
respecting the boundaries of the four nations. You need to take him
Well,
out.
You're the chef.
And Aang is like,
Now
no,
to add the next
he's my
couple of
friend.
ingredients.
I'm going to hear him out and learn why he's
Yep,
doing this.
That's right.
Huh.
Now for the cooking instructions.
And it's just a huge moment for everyone in the gang because Toph is starting her metal bending school.
Uh-huh.
Long may our
and
reputations and our
of
recipes
course,
precede us
Aang
wherever we
and
go
Zuko
in
are at this
Inazuma.
huge fight because
I have
well,
no
they're
doubt
about
that
to
they
start
will.
another
This
war.
dish is exquisite.
Cool.
And he's like,
Then let's get this recipe to Miss
it's such a
Kiminami
powerful
pronto.
moment, but they come to terms and they find it out.
That's cool.
Search. Yeah, no, it's cool. The search. They go look for Zuko's mom. Because Zuko's mom is alive.
Okay. That's right, because they never like that was like a thing that was never talked about, or I'm sorry, concluded. Like she could have been alive, she could have been dead, right?
So after she left Fire Lord
day's work.
Sozin. No, Ozai.
Like it.
After she left Ozai, apparently she went to this pool
Hey, have you
where
written
they
out the
said
recipe?
you can
Here
get
it
your
is.
face changed.
Thank you.
You can become a new person.
Wowie. This is so exciting. I want to make it right away.
And you get
Traveler,
introduced
Paimon,
to the mother of
please
Ko,
accept my
the face
sincerest
stealer,
apologies for delaying your meal.
because they have a similar
No
spiritual
problem.
power or whatever.
Food
Right,
always
right.
tastes better when you
Um,
worked up an appetite.
And
All right,
it's
Let's
just
dig
this
in
whole
before it
thing
gets
where we
cold.
get to learn more about Zuko and Azula's family life.
well, what do you think?
It's such a
Is
good moment.
Inazuman cuisine to your liking?
So cute.
That's
And
awesome.
then Smoke and Mirrors is a little bit more Zuko and Azula stuff,
And
where
especially that one over there.
children are disappearing, and it's the
Good.
the
I'm
people blame it
relieved.
on these spirits that used to do it,
And I was
Zuko has to
attempting to
figure out
cook
how to
earlier on.
fix it.
Did you?
And there's some
Chat
protesters,
with the
and
owner at all?
he's struggling to deal with it in a peaceful
did
way,
she,
and so people are calling him
Say
Ozai
anything
again.
about me?
Uh-huh.
But Aang
She
and the
did,
gang are
but
just
don't
not
worry.
here.
She's just
Aang and the
happy
gang.
for
Has
you
to-
is all.
He has to figure it out on his own.
She's
Right.
happy for me? Oh, then
And it's
she
a really
must have told
huge
you.
character building moment of him
Did
learning how
she,
to lead,
what does
dealing
it
with
matter?
protesters in a
I know
non-violent
just
manner,
as well as anybody else
dealing
that I've got
with
no friends.
a terrorist group that pretends to be spirits.
Hey,
Spoiler alert,
not
it's
you.
Azula.
People just haven't had the chance to talk to you one-on-one before.
Like, literally, near
Thank
the
you
end
for
of
your
the
comforting
book,
words, Paimon.
he's able to get
It's
Aang
all
to come
true,
and help him,
though.
because, like, okay, if it's a
I just
spirit, the Avatar
don't
needs
have
to be
very
here.
many friends.
And so
Right.
they go into the catacombs of the
Most
Fire
of the time,
Nation.
I'm either accompanied by
And,
family or staff.
They commune with the
So
spirits, and it's like
everyone
the
must have found it
spirits
quite a
themselves,
surprise to
these
see me
evil
taking you out for
kind
a
of evil
meal.
spirits that show up. They're like, yeah, no, it's not us. And it's like, huh? First off, the spirits are real.
Oh, right.
Because like,
Thank you.
from such
That
ancient
makes me
Fire
so
Nation
happy.
like, storytelling, it's like
Excuse me.
fables. Like it's
I'm
not
forgetting
real.
myself.
It's like a ghost story that you tell people,
Oh, yeah.
and then it's like,
now,
wait, they're
expressing
real? Like,
your
yeah,
feelings
we're
is the
real. It's
right
just
thing
that
to
our
do.
anger got sated,
Keeping
so
them
like
locked away
400 years
inside
ago, we just
isn't
decided to
gonna do
fuck
you
off.
any good now, is it?
I
And they're like,
agree.
well, if it's not you, then
So,
who is it? It's like, I don't know.
I just
Ask your
want to
sister.
say how happy I
Ah.
feel that you both see me as a true friend.
Yeah, I'm a
Of
true
course we
fan.
do. That's always been our style.
Such a
if
good
someone's
moment.
nice to us,
That
we're
is
nice
cool.
to them too.
Just
Yeah.
a little bit of extra.
Friendship can
Zuko.
go a long
Nice.
way. Take your mom, for example. She wrote about Tsubaki in her notebook, and now it's made you want to find them too.
The Rift
Yes.
focuses more on
I think friendship is an extremely
Toph.
precious thing. And ours is one that I will always
North
treasure.
and South focuses
While we're on
on
the topic, though, who is this Tsubaki
the
person
South
anyway?
Pole
Well, I think I have
and
an
Katara
idea.
and Sokka.
But it's just speculative at this point.
I mean, it's called
I
North
think
and
that
South. I mean,
Tsubaki
that kind of makes sense.
might be a fox envoy.
Basically, a lot of the Southern
fox
Water
envoy?
Tribe feel
Yes,
not good
that's
that
what I
the
think.
Northern Water Tribe basically came in and starting taking control
Even
of everything.
my mother's own daughter, had never even heard of this friend before. It just seems so
And then Imbalance
mysterious. So I think it
is
must be
where
someone
there's a
with
couple of
transcendent abilities
non-benders
who doesn't show
who
themselves very
are
often.
starting to not feel good because
Fox
all the
envoys are
benders seem to
nothing
be
new.
getting all the attention.
Stories have
Right.
been told about them in
And it's
Inazuma
like
since
you
ancient
start
times.
seeing the chips form,
You must have met
or the
Kuji
chips
Yae
fall
before.
for a mom
Well,
to
she's
start
a
coming
fox
into the scene,
envoy.
you know? It's like the equalist beginning that comes to fruition in Korra.
That got me thinking. Maybe there are fox envoys out there in Inazuma that people just don't know about. And maybe Tsubaki is one of
Talking
them.
about me. I'm a fox envoy.
No, they're talking about Gucci Yai,
Inazuma
Nah, mate.
also known as Yai Miko, the pink-haired fox lady.
Yes, I remember.
The actual
When you
foxy
say
lady.
Also,
Well, before Inazuma, we spent
I
some
guess
time in
if
Lyra. They
Damen
have
was here, he'd
lots
also
of
call
supernatural beings
Akadi
there, like
foxy.
the Adepta.
yeah. I mean, I don't. She's my sister, but yeah, that makes sense.
Up in the sky, down below the ground,
Dude,
in
that's
the
some Game of
water.
Thrones level stuff right there, man.
really? I've come across such things being asserted in books, but to hear someone talk about it from first-hand experience is extremely surprising. So Liyue lives up to its
Alright, well with that,
reputation.
I'm gonna sign off.
Its culture has a long
I know
history
you're
and
about
gives
to sign
rise
off.
to the most
So I'm gonna
beautiful
Yeah.
sign off and say
legends.
bye.
Quite
Bye.
captivating.
Yeah, I know it's like
Y'all
getting
have a
close to
good
the
night.
end of this thing.
You
Well, it's
should
fun
come
talking,
visit Liyue
and
with
we'll do
us
it tomorrow.
I'll
sometime.
still
The
be
best part is
in the
they
stream and
have
watch you finish
loads
up this
and
quest or whatever you're
loads
gonna
of
do.
delicious
Okay.
delicacies.
Heck
Really?
yeah.
Tomorrow.
I would love
Yeah,
that.
tomorrow.
Tonight.
We'll continue
or
this
whatever.
again.
Speaking of
Back
delicacies,
at it again for more
Traveler,
Inazuma.
Paimon, have you eaten your fill?
Yay!
Oh,
I do like this
Paimon
character.
has.
Excellent. Then let's
Yeah.
collect the kimono. Then we can pay a visit to my mother's mysterious and transcendent friend.
Oh, there's more. Oh no. Final quest.
Your garment is ready, Miss Kamisato.
Mm-hmm.
I've folded and packaged it for you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and the other item we discussed?
What is that?
Thank you very much.
No, thank you. It is a beautiful piece of clothing, and it was a
Mhm.
pleasure to work on.
Oh.
See you again next time.
Okay, bye bye.
Traveler, I have a gift for you.
Oh, what's it?
Whoa, looks super fancy. Is that for wearing in your hair?
Oh,
It's a hairpin in the style of a white heron.
whoa.
As well as a hair accessory, you can also use it as an ornament.
Oh,
I
Thank
couldn't
you.
ask for your help and offer nothing at all in return. So this is my gift to you.
it's a beautiful gift. Thank you very
I'm
much.
glad you like it.
Speaking of white herons, that's what your title means, doesn't it? Shirasagi Himegimi. So this gift is like a little piece of yourself.
It is.
It's just as elegant and beautiful as you are.
She is beautiful.
You flatter me, Paimon. If this gift reminds you of me, that is all I could ask for.
Yes.
It definitely will.
Yes.
Alright, well, now we've got what we came for. We can set off.
We can?
Time to go meet Tsubaki.
Hmm. Where's the last one? Oh, there. Wee, 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 wee. Is this the last of everything? It's a long little quest. I'm falling. Move out of my way. I have an important business with somebody over here. What the heck?
Nice. I'm starting to lose count.
Okay, I guess in the house, maybe? Ba, 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 ba. Or not. Oh, it could be up there too. Wait, do I have to get up to the chimney? I probably do. Sneaking on the rooftops. Wait a second. The hell? Who's on the rooftop? Where are you? Huh. Maybe I'm blind and you can go in. What the hell? Kitty cat? Kitty cat? What am I missing? Whatever. Wait a second. Underneath. I see. Yeah, I just read. I was like beneath. I didn't even realize there was something under here.
So, a transcendent being lives here?
Hopefully.
If someone lives here, then why is it so chilly?
I'm asking myself the same question. How strange. I'm quite sure that this is the location my mother wrote about, but surely...
Maybe he really is a fox. No!
I'm starting to have second thoughts.
I hit the wrong
Since
thing.
we're here, I still think we should go inside and explore in full.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. Who knows? Maybe there's a surprise waiting in there for us.
There is?
So, what does the notebook say exactly?
Nothing.
Let me think. A crane brings one fresh flower in its beak to decorate my hair, while a white rabbit sews a hemline from 4 rays of moonlight. Dressed appropriately, I face eastward and call out Tsubaki's name 7 times.
Huh.
In the blink of an eye, I'm standing on the path that leads to her house.
Sounds like a fairy tale. So your mom would do a little ritual, and
That was
just like
confusing
that,
as hell.
Tsubaki would come to meet her?
I have a feeling that it could be some sort of code.
Of course it was a
Let's get a
code.
little closer before coming to any conclusions.
Okay.
Idea.
Ba, 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 ba. That's really pretty. La 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 la. It's out here, anyways. Pretty. All right. What's in this corner,
There's some
probably?
bushes on the rocks in here. Could that be anything?
Bushes in the rock. Okay. Ooh, what the hell is this? Secret spot. Wow, really? Wow. Pathetic. Yay, did it. Boom, 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 boom. Knock once. No, we'll knock twice. Which wheel and which story? Hey, Bush. Bush.
Brings one fresh flower.
Me and Horn were talking about a whole pack of stuff. Like, we had this wheel and we would spin topics. But I'm getting close to the end of the stream, so it's not there anymore. How are you doing? Oh, 1, 4. Okay, I get it. And then 7. Bush is fine, yes. That's good to hear.
There's nothing in here. Let's keep looking around.
What? I was tricked. I don't like being tricked. Am I getting the kind of bored? Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, my name is Flint. I have a twin sister named Akadi. She's not here right now because she's in the naughty room. And I just been streaming Genshin for the last couple sessions. We're just on, I think I'm like character quest. I don't know if you played Genshin before. Probably have. Hopefully you have. But I'm in the Inazuma quest, which is the 3rd arc. Story arc. Bamboozle. 1 channel, 2 people. Absolutely. Me and my twin sister. She's too poor to afford her own Twitch. Is this it? Oh, this may be it. Once. Knock 4 times. Knock 7 times. To be here.
Huh. There's nobody here.
Just be quiet. Time on. So who's older? I am older by a few minutes.
Inazuma Deptas leave any treasure here?
We're both over 8,000 years old, so.
What's this?
My sis though doesn't talk. She has a problem speaking. She's very silent.
Like
I can hear her because I have big ears.
It seems to be
And well,
another
she's my twin.
notebook. Could it be Tsubaki's notebook? Let's step back outside now. The atmosphere here is different than I'd imagined.
Atmosphere? What are you talking about?
Somehow, it makes me a little reluctant to open the notebook.
Ah, one of those weird things.
Paimon knows what you mean. Reading in low light is really bad
Paimon,
for
do you
your
really
eyes.
know what it means? You don't know how to read, Paimon.
Let's get back outside.
Paimon, stop telling me what to do. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Wait, how far am I going outside? Oh. I see. La la la. Hopefully it's not actually like something below ground still. Is that yeah, it's a ladder thing. No pun intended. Can't just roast Paimon like, oh, ha 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 ha. So Paimon, me and Paimon have a hate relationship. She tried to tell me stuff, I tell her back. Are you freaking serious? Is this downstairs? That's depressing. Ba, ba, ba. Oh god, that hurt. Kill myself quick. Emergency. The hell is the entrance to this place? Damn it. I freaking got pulled. Damn you. I should have fell for the old getting out of the cave fast. Where the hell's the entrance? Where the hell's the entrance? Why do I do this to myself? How far am I going around? I hate you. Oh yeah, me and sis? Heck yeah. I've been a little lax on the schedule lately because I been upgrading stuff for the computer stream stuff. Like I'm gonna get a layout soon. I'm just working on other random little things. Make the stream better. Once in a while I have an interview. Those are fun. I cannot believe I'm going around the freaking island. This is stupid. I need fresh air. Let me go around the island. Yay. I'm so excited. That was so much fun. Yeah, I do a job, a side job. Well, side job. I have a main job. There's like side fun stuff. I work at a card game store. It's fun. Are you freaking serious? It was right. Oh my god. I'm so dumb. Why didn't I just go through? I'm dumb.
Just fine. All right, let's see what the notebook says. Ooh, Paimon bets it's all about mysterious treasure.
Oh, interview. No, it's for fun. Like I did. Me and a person did a breakdown of the Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul episodes. They had, you know, the final season, and we went through each episode and had like, I don't know, 2-hour podcast of each of the episodes. And that was a lot of fun. And once in a while, I'll interview like a filmmaker. But it's all fun. It's people I know.
You're making Paimon nervous.
I'm into film. Yeah, card games are expensive. Don't fall for the tricks. They'll make you spend all your money and then you'll cry. But if you want to spend all your money and cry, then buy card games.
To read the notebook without distraction. Seems whatever's written in there must be pretty major after all. But based on her expression, probably not a treasure map.
Definitely not a treasure map. It's like emotional.
What could it be?
None of your business, Paimon.
Traveler, Paimon, sorry to keep you waiting so long.
Like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Card Fight Vanguard, White Shorts.
No worries, it wasn't long at
We
all.
have some board strategy
You're a
board
very
games,
fast
but
reader.
that's not what we specialize in. Big ones are Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes, I have. I think I have to share the truth of this notebook with you both.
My favorite board game is Archipelago. Freaking Gloomhaven's actually really good too.
Even though the contents are completely different than what I was expecting.
Different how? You mean it wasn't a Fox Envoy who wrote this?
No, I did not write this.
Not a Fox Envoy, no. It turns out that Tsubaki's real identity
Oh.
is my mother herself.
Oh.
Huh?
Surprised? Me too. But that's what it says at the very beginning of the notebook.
Mhm.
Tsubaki and I are the same person, and yet we are different. When I become Tsubaki, I stop being Kamisato Kayo and become the most ordinary woman in the world.
Yes, my sister actually, you're absolutely right. She probably wrote this. She did not tell me because she's a rude little woman. Bad princess.
What
Oh yeah, we're also,
follows in these
I'm a prince and
pages
she's a
is
princess.
the ordinary, everyday
We're
life
from
of
a
a
kingdom
regular
called
person.
Reynard. I don't know if you've heard of
Nothing
it. I don't think it's from this
nothing less.
world. But it's a
This
fun
notebook
place.
is, for the most part, a collection of my mother's musings, both private and trivial. All of the things we thought were about Tsubaki were in fact about my mother herself.
So that means that the kimono design and the international dishes...
We're
Are
hers.
things that my mother wished to try, yes.
Oh, that's
I'm
so
sure
cute.
this all sounds utterly bizarre to you, but to me at least, my mother's behavior is completely understandable. Or to put it another way, I actually have another side to myself as well.
Oh,
I was at a loss
Evil
for words
side.
when I started reading the contents of the notebook.
yeah, royalty.
It almost felt like someone had looked inside my mind, examined my thoughts, and then written them all down on paper.
I have this cool cape. Look at this cape.
Ayaka.
Arm cape.
From the moment my mother married my father, she became the mother of the Kamisato household. And with that came all sorts of duties. And on top of that,
Oops.
every action
cut her
she
off.
ever
I'm
took
rude.
was seen as representing the Kamisato clan. People were always watching her. Under such circumstances, she never had much time to do the things she really wanted to do.
That makes sense. I
After
understand
my
that.
parents passed away, Ayato and I took over responsibility for the affairs of the clan. We ran into all sorts of difficulties during that time. I'm not sure if people outside the clan could ever imagine what it was like.
All that pressure.
Every time I found myself up against a difficult issue, I'd ask myself, did my mother go through this too? What would she have done in this situation?
Oh,
Maybe it's because it had been so long since I last saw her, but somehow, all that was left of her in my mind was the sight of her that inspired awe and commanded respect.
speechless.
My image of her was incorrect. When I read this notebook, I realized she was just like me. Underneath whatever position she may have held, she was just an ordinary person.
The 1.5 points redeem.
She liked pretty kimonos. She wanted to try food from different places. She yearned to see sights she'd never seen before.
The naughty room. So yeah,
Maybe this
sometimes
all
when my
sounds immature
sister's
to you, but
with me,
I
you know,
feel just the same
she'll be
way.
like right behind me. You could
I
throw
want to
her in the
live
naughty
life
room
not as
and she'll
Kamisato
cry.
Ayaka, but as an ordinary woman.
I have some CPU issues, so a lot of times she just is in the naughty room.
Mother wrote that she
Automatically.
always wanted to go to a local Inazuman festival.
It sucks.
She said that sometimes, on a clear night, if you looked out from our house, you could see lights off in the distance.
people do like when she streams by
I've
herself.
seen those
It's the
lights
most
too.
silent stream you'll ever have.
It looks so
She's done it
lively
twice, I
with so
think.
many people.
2 hours of silence.
And it's so brightly lit, it makes the whole sky glow. Of course, sometimes it does make me a bit anxious from a public order perspective. But for someone of my position to just show up at a festival with no warning, it could be considered improper etiquette.
What happened?
Especially in my parents' generation, when the Yashiro Commission didn't have a particularly close relationship with the populace.
Sorry about that. Sis could be very touchy with language.
Even if no one stopped us, the
She's
idea
watching
of
you in the
Yashiro
shadows.
Commission going out into the
You may not
crowd,
know, but she's
it
there.
certainly draws some strange looks. People would probably start thinking there was trouble afoot. Mother said that she didn't want to put people on edge. She wanted everyone to enjoy the fun and freedom of the festival. She didn't want to disturb them, and didn't have much free time anyway, so she never went. Not even once.
Aw, so the kimono design, that must have been the outfit she planned on wearing if she ever did go to a festival, right?
That's right. And sometimes, festivals sell international food.
International
She
food.
wanted
Yum,
to
yum,
try
yum, yum,
that
yum, yum.
too. I hope this isn't a
That makes me
disrespectful
hungry.
thing to say, but I never knew my mother was so in touch with her inner child.
Inner child.
Well, that's not disrespectful at all. Paimon thinks your mom was the best of both. A
Okay.
big softy on the inside and a big sense of responsibility on the outside.
Sometimes you just need that.
Without knowing it, I've ended up fulfilling several of my mother's wishes already. But going to a festival
absolutely,
is the one
me.
thing that I cannot do for
Older
her.
brother has to take care of us, me and my sis.
Perhaps this is one thing that can simply never be.
Actually, in like, I don't know, a month from now or so, there's going to be like a anniversary of me and her being on for, well, a year. That'll be fun.
I understand. Thank you. I think I realize something now. Mother and I are so similar in so many ways. The things she faced are things that I too will go on to face.
Oh, Willie?
She chose to place her unfulfilled wishes onto the identity of Tsubaki. As for me, I've already decided.
The Queen of England started up a streaming career. I mean, it's very
You
possible.
decided on an alter ego too?
I will test that theory out by becoming the first powerful royalty streamer. People will bow before me. Or my sis, I'm not quite sure. I mean, I have the heir technically.
No,
Yeah, we the October 2nd would be our anniversary.
I don't plan to
Of being
do
on Twitch.
anything like that.
I plan on doing something hopefully
I will
big.
set myself a new goal.
Plan on saving
To live each
my
day without
fiance
regrets.
that's locked up in the tower.
So, Traveler,
She's been in there for like a year. It kind of sucks for her. But hopefully I can save her. Me and my sis kind of got
deep breaths.
shoot away from Reynard. We're stuck here in I don't know, the US, I think it's called.
Would you be at all interested in checking out an Inazuman festival?
Wait, we're gonna do another thing?
To go ever since we saw that poster. Paimon would love to go with you, Ayaka.
Oh dear goodness, I thought this was over. So you're
Hey, come on, don't make fun. It's just because I used to have the same concerns my mother did.
I'm not making
But
fun of you.
now, I don't think I need to worry about it so much. I'm going to be
Beyonce, or did I mishear?
fulfill the wish that my mother and I shared.
I mean, very possible.
I know that you of all people
Beyonce
can understand
complex.
me going my own way on this. So, let's do this, you and me. Let's go to a festival together.
Sure. I guess so. I guess I'd love to.
Paimon wants to come. Festivals here have loads of tasty snacks too, right? Oh, and fun and games.
I was
Great.
planning on ending this
Thanks, you
stream. Now
guys.
you're trying to drag me to a festival? What's wrong with you, woman? I mean,
If we
you're
head
very
over
cute,
now,
and I
we
like
should
your
still make
personality.
it in time.
But I'm tired.
Oh, good point. Today is the last day, right?
It
What
is?
are we waiting for? Let's go.
Oh no. She's tricking me. She wants to go on a date with me. Damn it. Wait, where is this? Where's the festival? Oh, over here. What the heck? On an island? I'm being tricked. I'm being tricked to be part of a festival. I wonder if I should end it or do the festival. I'm scared it's going to be another like 20-minute cutscene. I guess I'll finish this. Please let this be the last part. No, I'm not troublesome. Leave me alone. I'm innocent. I'm a good guy. Right. Ow! That hurt. Yeah, open up. What do you want to see in my inventory? It's like 20 minutes, but it should be the end. All right, the last chapter.
We're here, but it doesn't seem as lively as Paimon imagined. What's going on?
No one wants to hang out with you, Paimon. That's what's going on.
Since it's the final day, many of the visitors must have already returned home. I've heard that the peddlers often close up shop earlier on the last day because there are fewer people around.
Oh no, she's going on a date. I knew it. Being tricked.
I'll go and ask. Whatever happens, I at least need to go inside just this once.
That's the way to go.
Okay.
We'll be right there with you.
We will? I mean, we will. Oh, she's walking really slow. I'm taking my time, walking in the thingy right behind her. Ah, inventory message. Yeah. I usually ignore those. I mean, fireflies.
It hasn't closed yet. It's just that there aren't many people left. Let's hurry and see as much as we can.
Okay.
Hey, look at that stuff.
Wonder if we're gonna see
They have
fireworks.
so many masks.
Oh no, the
I've
trick.
heard that everyone's supposed to wear a mask at these kinds of festivals.
It's my mask.
Is that rule still around nowadays, or...?
That used to be the custom, yes. And today, it's still a popular way to dress up during festivals. But it's not a hard and fast rule.
Hey, is that who I think it is? Miss Kamisato, right?
Oh, greetings.
People seem to recognize Ayaka wherever we go.
Yeah, she's popular.
Guess that's just what it's like when you're a famous Inazuman.
Yep, unlike some people, Paimon.
But of course, the Kamisato clan leads the Yashiro Commission.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the most well-known clans in Inazuma.
Yep.
Not least because back when Master and Miss Kamisato had just taken over the family's affairs, they used to make public appearances all the time.
Oh.
Some of the younger generations have never even seen Miss Kamisato in person before. Being the age I am, I'm lucky enough to have seen her on many occasions over the years.
Huh.
You're too kind. My brother and I simply go where we must to fulfill our duties.
Ah, brother.
But this is the first time I've seen anyone from your family at a festival. There must be some official business, I take.
I stream at 2 a.m. Absolutely. It is painful. It is. Wait, what time is it? Is it 6? Oh my god! It's 6 a.m. Oh my god!
Oh, there isn't.
Please be over. Please be over,
Today,
Quest.
I'm taking my traveler
I'm
friend
dying
here around to see
inside.
the sights.
Oh, a traveler? Huh. Now that you mention it, you do look like you've come a long way to get here. First time
I have?
in Inazuma?
I mean, yes. It's been a
Hope
long
you
time
enjoy
since I've been
yourself,
here.
young one.
Long. Sir.
Excuse me one second.
Oh, I'm very healthy. I eat Oreos, I drink water, and maybe once in a while drink Gatorade, and then I drink more, or I mean, I eat more Oreos, and then pay, little chip thingies and pretzels and all the other
Hey
snacks.
everyone, listen up.
Very
Don't
healthy.
close up yet. Miss Kamisato has come to join the festival.
No, it's not like that. Please, there's no need to make a fuss. We're just here to...
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, mister. If you hadn't let them know, they'd start closing down.
Yes, I drink
now, right?
Oreos. It's delicious. You're right. It's like that.
At least it sure looks like that time of
I could
day.
even do the super Oreo suck. Yeah.
Yep, you got it. But on account of this being the first time Miss Kamisato has ever come to the festival, it seems only fair to keep things open a little longer. Oh, here's a couple of masks for you. On the house.
No. You've been far too accommodating to us already. We couldn't possibly...
Yes, we could.
Don't give me all that. Here you go.
No, I didn't give it. No, it wasn't exactly like that. It was just we're gonna pretend I never said that.
Here you go. It's not often that we regular folks get some attention from the Yashiro Commission, so I've got to mark the occasion somehow. Besides, it'll make me look bad if you refuse.
But... Okay, I think I understand.
Thank you for your generosity, sir.
It's my pleasure. You have yourself a good time.
Yes.
Sir, do you have anything for Paimon?
No, please say no, please.
Oh, hello there, kiddo.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, but
Yes.
we don't have any masks in your size.
Yeah, you're a kid and you're going to be depressed without a mask. I'm so happy right now.
Huh? Surely you're not gonna let Paimon be the only one at the festival without a mask?
Actually, yes, I will.
Paimon, don't worry. Wearing a mask is optional.
But... Paimon doesn't want to feel left out.
I want you to feel left out.
How about
Child, I love that.
that should be enough to cover up that little face of yours.
Damn.
No way!
She deserved
Oh,
that.
Okay then. In that case, I'm afraid there's nothing I can do right now.
Yeah.
But don't you worry, kiddo.
Kiddo.
I'll have a mini mask made specially for you when I get back.
Kiddo. I'm going to call her that from now on.
I cannot thank you enough.
Aw, it's nothing. But I won't hold you up any longer. You should go and enjoy the festival while everything's still lit up.
Okay.
All right. Traveler, shall we?
Yeah. Date part 2.
Oh,
What?
wait. Just one thing.
What?
I need to explain myself.
You do?
I got a little nervous back there and
Oh.
I just made up any old excuse.
That's fine.
But don't think of this as me taking you sightseeing, please.
No. This is not sightseeing. This is a date.
I brought you here because I genuinely wanted to spend time with you.
She loves me, I think. Is that what she's saying? Don't worry, no misunderstandings here.
Okay,
I know you
great.
love me. It's like one of those dating sims. You were walking. Can I hold her hand? I need to get closer. I need to get closer. I need to get closer. Oh, darn it. I faster. Here. Here. Hand holding. Yay.
Traveler, look.
What?
This stall's doing fortune slips.
So anyways.
Miss Kamisato, hello there. You're out with friends today?
Mhm.
What a rare privilege. Welcome. Would you like to give it a go?
Oh, what a go.
Okay. How much is it per draw?
Oh.
I wouldn't expect you to know this, but the Yashiro Commission was very good to my uncle on my father's side at one point in time.
Oh.
Thinking about it, it was when your father was around. I think he dealt with it personally.
I like how the leaves just like
So
flow.
you see,
Very
how
nice.
could I possibly take your money?
Yeah, 6 a.m., huh? Yeah.
What?
Terrible.
Are you sure?
I'm killing myself.
Of course. If you like what you see, then please be my guest.
But it's
Save
alright,
those
it's alright.
for
It's
friends
just one
here.
day less to sleep or something like that. Nothing big.
Traveler, Paimon, what do you think?
Hold on, be right back.
Seems like everyone wants to do something nice for Ayaka. So,
You're offering,
if they
we're...
insist, who are we to resist?
I'm enjoying being the VIP.
Well,
Oh, absolutely.
If that's how you feel, deal then. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take you up on your kind offer, sir. Let's each do a draw.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Whenever you're ready. Draw a slip and reveal your fortune.
Okay. Okay. What's this? What does that mean?
Open it up and see how you fare.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Which one did you get? Paimon got Rising Fortune.
That is false.
No way. We got the same one.
It's
Traveler, what
rigged.
did you get?
Great fortune among people. Oh, that's sweet of me.
Wow. You're so lucky.
I am.
Ah, congratulations are in order. Here's what great fortune among people means.
Okay.
As the golden koi fish shines amidst the turquoise waves, your name shall be illustrious, and the wealthy and powerful will surge to your aid.
Really?
In other words, your good luck isn't about to run out anytime soon.
Of course it's not going to run out. I'm perfectly lucky other than the person that's luckier than me.
What a great sign! Good things lie ahead!
Oh, dear.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You all have very fine fortunes lined up. With this kind of luck, you'll certainly be able to achieve anything that you wish.
Anything?
Well said. Here's hoping that our good luck will never run out.
Your luck's about to run out, Paimon. I'm about to leave her. Time to walk in slow motion again. Run, run, run. Oh, where are we going? Oh. It's noodles. Oh, this is making me hungry again.
This food stall sells all kinds of Inazuman specialties. Anything you want to eat?
Maybe.
It's my treat.
Okay.
Wow. It all looks so good.
It actually kind of does.
Is it okay if Paimon has one of everything?
No, that's rude.
Of course it is.
No, no, don't do this.
But we don't want anything to go to waste. Let's try them one at a time.
Freaking right.
Ooh, Ayaka, Paimon wants those dango.
Sure.
I have one of those pink pancake things. What?
Those look good too. Ooh, but so do the egg rolls. Paimon will try an egg roll too, please.
Okay.
All right then. I too shall have a sakura mochi.
Oh.
All right, coming right up.
Yay, fresh snacks. So good. Nom, 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 nom.
This sakura mochi is just delicious.
Not bad, huh? It's one of our best sellers.
Is it?
Oh,
Are you tricking us?
would like some more.
No, don't.
I don't know if it's rude of me to ask, but how is this kind of snack actually made?
You want to try your hand at making it yourself?
No.
No problem.
No.
Just give me a second and I'll write out the recipe for you.
Oh, no, no.
Ooh, a new recipe?
I guess.
Are you sure about this? If you share the recipe, isn't that tantamount to giving away your trade secrets or something?
Well, it was you who gave Kiminami Restaurant that recipe for an overseas dish, wasn't it? She and I are good friends. We trade culinary tips all the time.
Aw.
Here you go. Just treat it as me
That's
returning a
sweet.
favor on behalf of my friend.
Thank you so much. I will study it very carefully and try my best to do it justice.
Yeah.
You there. You want the recipe too?
Sure, why not?
Go on. I can see that you enjoyed it.
Thanks, boss.
There's no greater feeling than creating delicious food with your own two hands.
Yep.
You should definitely give it a try.
Okay.
I will. Once I've learned how to make it, will you two be my taste testers?
Sure.
Oh, definitely. Can't wait.
Looking forward to it.
I'll do my best.
You will.
Well, we may have arrived near the end of the festival, but it's still been super fun. Paimon approves.
Did we do?
Yes, I agree.
Ah,
To spend
thank
the
you,
festival
Cotton
together
Mel.
with you today
Thank you
has
for the
been
follow.
A truly
And
wonderful
welcome back, Bush.
experience. This stall sells prayer plaques. It's an Inazuman tradition. You draw your wish onto a pentagonal piece of wood called a prayer plaque and pray that it will come true.
Sounds
Oh.
similar to the way people in Liyue release lanterns during Lantern Rite. Those are used for making wishes too.
Oh, I see, I see.
Welcome. Looking for prayer plaques?
Mhm.
Every wish is sacred, and you've still got time to make yours before the festival ends.
Oh, no.
Fun! Shall we give it a try?
No, no.
Oh, wait, there's writing and drawing involved?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Count Paimon out then. Paimon's head's feeling kind of fuzzy after eating so much just now. Not the best time for an intense burst
My sister
of
just
mental
sits behind me.
2 prayer plaques, please, sir.
At the end of the stream, which hopefully will be soon, I'll pop her out
2 prayer plaques for the young lady.
so you can meet
There you go.
my sister Akadi.
Traveler, have you decided on your wish?
Yeah, how about it? How about
can
you?
either draw
Oh,
a
okay.
picture
Yes,
to
yes, yes.
represent your wish or write it out in words. Either way, once you've committed your wish on
Yeah,
your
she
plaque,
has
please
an
hang it onto
adorable
the prayer rack.
little skirt.
Wait, so they'll be on public display?
They will? Why would we want to put on public display?
Let's see what you got.
No, I don't want to confess my love. No,
That will do for mine.
Hmm.
May I see yours?
I guess. Oh, it's probably I want to see my sister or my brother. Yep, there he goes.
This is you and your brother,
Mhm.
isn't it?
It is. And this is us. Aw, so cute.
It's lovely.
Yes, I want him
We'll be
back.
back together one day.
So,
Paimon
the,
believes
sis-
it.
the sister in this game, you know, they're twins. And it's a very relatable situation.
I believe it too.
She's trying to find me always.
Your
I mean,
wish
she's
will
like right
surely
next to me,
come
but
true.
she's always wanting better.
And I will keep you in my prayers.
Thank you, thank you.
Ayaka, what did you draw? Is that Tenchukaku?
Tenchukaku, what the
right.
heck does that mean?
I wish for peace and happiness
Oh,
for
okay.
everyone in Inazuma.
Aw, so
and
sweet.
good health for my family and friends.
That is so nice.
I do hope that wish can come true.
It will.
Thank you. That gives me hope.
I will make sure of it. If I have to break knees again,
That
I
might be
will.
all we have time for today.
Aw, it's time to leave already?
Time to leave already.
I'm afraid so. The festival is coming to a close.
It is.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It did?
It seems
This
to
was a
flow
long
away
journey.
from you like a rushing river, as precious and short-lived as a cherry blossom dancing in the wind.
Hey, don't those live for a long time? Is she lying to me?
It's time to leave.
Okay, it's time to leave. Return to the forest.
Traveler,
Yes,
today was the first time in my life that I've ever been to a festival.
and it was with me.
You've known me for some time now.
I have.
I think you understand my personality, don't you?
Yes, you are sweet, kind, and lovely.
Knowing me, I just know that today could not have been such a happy day without you.
Thank you.
So thank you. Today really meant a lot to me.
It meant a lot to me.
And the memories will always have a special place in my heart.
Or a really long screen. You have 2 monitors. Well, I have a TV and a monitor.
Festivals are great.
A small little monitor, that's a regular monitor. The gigantic TV that I put the game on.
Deep inside,
They're all connected.
it's just so carefree and happy.
I want a 3rd monitor. I need a 3rd monitor really badly. And I need
If I ever
another
get the
computer.
chance, I want to go
Having 2
again.
computers would be less stressful on, well, the computer.
You too?
I'd go again.
Great. You know, we're kind of
And that's like
similar,
something I'm working on. I'm trying to
with
figure
both
out.
of us having a brother.
Yes, yes. Both computers, 3 monitors in the long run.
Sometimes I feel like I can relate to the determination you must
If I
have
save my
to get your
my
brother
fiance
back.
in the tower, she may be on stream then too. But that's if everything goes right. Finding him and the whole reason why. Okay, yeah.
I
Aw.
understand. Family bonds are inseparable.
They are
No one
inseparable.
can break them. They are the most important roots we have in this world. You will find him.
I will find
Come
him.
what may, you must never give up.
I will never give up.
I will always be here for you as your
You will?
as your friend.
She almost said
I
lover.
will always support you.
Let's see. Today made me very happy too. Yeah, it's in my hometown. So Reynard is this big kingdom,
As long as you're happy,
but
I'm happy.
my evil brother Isengrim, he made these like Robotnik like animals, and he attacked the kingdom And so me and my sister ran, and I threw my fiance in a tower that was, in the kingdom. So she should theoretically be safe. Oh my god. The resolution's amazing. I love when they do cutscenes like this.
Traveler. There's
Yes?
something that I'd like to do.
Oh, so good.
If you could spare me yet another moment.
I do have another brother. He's a younger brother. I have the throne. Well, I'm heir to the throne. And he decided if he could get rid of me, he could take the throne for himself. Don't worry, our my father's still alive. But he's being... He may have, locked the father in, some room so he could pretend to be the king. It's very complicated. Family affairs are very painful sometimes. This is a really pretty scene. I like this. That's free 600 points. Also lore. But yeah, so I in general stream with a couple of other streamers. There's a streamer called Horn Hero. He was on earlier today. Oh, this is so sweet. There's another one called Chroma, the Sage. She'll probably be hosting the event on October 2nd. And I have my other sisters, my otter half, and they're incredible. They're really cute. Huh. That was really pretty. Aw.
What do you think of my dance? Did you like it?
I loved it.
It was so pretty. Beautiful, elegant.
Yes, yes.
And something else Paimon can't put into words.
I technically have two other sisters. They're younger.
Doesn't really know what it was, but it is art.
There's Nari, who's a dragon, and my other sister's like a fox, like me. Bigger ears, smaller. And her name is Yumiki. She's from our mama who made us, Laraj, the creator of us. She's an incredible artist.
Urge, and I ran with it. In a way, that sort of sums up today for me. Dancing like nobody's watching.
You're a pleasure to be around. Yeah, that kind of sister.
That goes for you too. When I'm with you, time seems to slow down and speed up at the same time. Anyway, it looks like this is goodbye for today.
Oh, I'm sad. I'll visit you more often.
The rest of the way back.
Good night.
Good night, traveler.
No, call me Akadi. I'm not a traveler. My sister's singing! Huh. It's rare that you get to see the traveler actually talk. It's awesome. Oh, the Valve penny fight. So my sis is technically our Fixhanzers. You know, in one of those weird circumstances. So there will be. There's me, my sis, my brother. And then if you count my fiance, that'd be 4. And then there's my mama and dad. My father. Mr. Noble. King Noble. All right. I think I ended that journey finally. Let me go back to a saving spot, I guess. No, let's go to the city. All right, that will end that stream. I wonder how many thingies I have. Okay. Alright, I'll show my sister really fast. No! Log off. Okay, I'll be right back. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. No. All right. This is my sis. Say hi, Akadi. Oh, I need to get out of the way. Sis, this is Busha. Busha, this is Sis Akadi. And yes, I finally could get to sleep. Anyways, I just wanted to show you her before I pass out. Just Bush is fine? Okay, good. It's easier with smaller things because I just pronounce people's names weirdly sometimes. Well, thank you for coming to the stream. Thank you, Horns, again. I know you're out there somewhere watching in the distance and Daddy streaming. Anyways, you all have a good night. We're going to be on tomorrow, me and Horns. My sister will probably make a random appearance, but in general, you have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.